Hey, how you guys doing? This is SEIJIHITO here to bring you another live stream. So this one is pretty much a mixed bunch of videos that we have here. Some of them dealing with the typical stuff that we've covered, along with a few others directly in there. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to get directly into this video, as stated by the title. You have a father, black, mother, white, interracial relationship, and a child was, of course, brought directly into this world by way of that relationship. And we're going to see what took place during this court hearing. So let me rewind this and play it.
The only time that I discussed with her any haircut was because, and this should be noted in the court because I brought it up and brought pictures. When Kinley had longer hair, her mother refused to comb it. She would come down here with either a hat on or nothing on it. It's matted like a bird's nest, as if birds are nesting in my child's head. Kinley's tender-headed, so she didn't love getting her hair done. But, I would usually sit with her, help my mom do it, pay for someone to do it and sit with her, hold her hand when it hurts. And every time she loved it. Miss Clayworld's reasoning for never doing her hair was because she's not African American and she doesn't know how to do that. So that's why she cut her hair off. Miss Clayworld has two other African American children who don't have this problem with their hair. And that is why I was upset, because I had been talking to Kinley about, hey, you got to keep your hair up even when you cut it, because she still doesn't pick it out. She doesn't put any oil on the things she has to do. It doesn't matter if her hair is cut or not. There are plenty of people that I know, women with shorter cut hair. Kinley loves TLC and her favorite is T-Bot. She's a woman with short cut hair like Kinley's. There's been no issue with Kinley's haircut other than me being upset with her mother about not keeping her hair up regardless of what the style is. Okay, and this is going back to Kinley's hygiene. These are all things
the court is going to do. I am remanding you to the custody of the Calhoun County Sheriff, where you will remain until the child goes for parenting time. So however long that takes. So what you need to do is you need to make arrangements for the child to go with her father. And at that time, when the defendant confirms that the child is with him, then you will be able to be released from jail. And in this particular case, because it's a 3 denial, I not know the other 3 were. That's basically an additional 6 days. So what we'll do, sir, in this matter, is when the child is returned to you, you still have your alternating weeks in the summer. When the child is returned to you, you are entitled to 1 week of the plaintiff's parenting time. So when you first get her, you'll be entitled to your week, then the other week. So effectively, you'll have 3 weeks in a row before you would have to turn the child back over. Okay. That will be the order of the court, and you can go, ma'am. You can go with the sheriff, and hopefully you can get in touch with somebody to get the child turned over.
All right, so I don't want to have people too confused, right? So let me just go over this just a little bit. So the father, let me go back to the woman here at the beginning. So the woman that you see directly sitting on the side of the court, that is the mother, white, and the father that you see at the bottom, black. He specifically brought the awareness to the judge that, hey, my significant other is not properly taking care of the child. She has, 3 other biracial children, obviously not by me. We only have our daughter, and for whatever reason, she seemingly doesn't have this problem, dealing with hair, dealing with the other kids. But magically, when it deals with mine, there's some type of issue or a problem, and she's allowing our daughter to just walk out the house any which, type of way, not even trying to do her hair, not trying to even take her to the salon or anything like that, right? So now the little girl, her hair is pretty much, I guess, cut at this moment in time. This is why he was bringing up the whole thing with T-Boss, right? So in order to also make people understand, the judge was like, okay, so I get the gist and the understanding of how the mother is not properly taking care of the daughter. So what we're going to do here is that you're going to have more time. The mother's going directly to jail because of what she's doing. That's why she's going with the sheriff. But because she's not going to be there for, a certain amount of time, instead of you getting your normal allotted time, you're going to have more time stacked on top of that because she's not, she's going to be away, for a certain moment in time. So it's like, yeah, shockingly enough, the black guy was able to get some things through directly to the judge, and you can obviously see by her position in court, she don't care. You know that she did it. She has not any type of a caring at all. And again, this is a woman that already has 3 other biracial kids. Not sure by the men that she had those kids by, but we know that the father is directly down it, right? So there's 4 kids altogether, 1 specifically from the gentleman that you see at the lower part. So this is the first time that you'll probably see a very rare instance, once in a blue moon, where a black man can go directly in front of a judge, either virtual or in person, and it's a white judge, and actually went against the white woman. This is a rarity, at this moment in time of things like this happening. But the other reason I wanted to bring this up, and again, anything that you happen to see me cover here, I will have specifically in a single formatted video. I inevitably ran across comments online from women who wanted to make a comment to make it seem like they cared about the well-being of the child, but it wasn't really what it should have been. I wish I could actually crop it so that I could, focus in more on the comments. Matter of fact, I think I'll do that for you guys, but I'll just, while I'm doing that in the background, I will just have this sitting there for you guys, right? So as we can clearly see, you have quite a few comments. Maybe you might have to turn your phone sideways. Shout out to The Rock, and you'll be able to read it. But as you're doing that, you can clearly see that the comments there are not specifically focused on the well-being of that little girl. The comments are more so driven as a aha, that's what you get, all of that type of stuff. And I'm like, that's a little bit weird, because the main thing that we really should be focused on is not even really the father himself, because he's there in court doing what he's supposed to sit up there and do, because the child is obviously not getting treated like they should. But the whole awareness thing, it should be specifically about the well-being of the child, how it is that they are being specifically cared for, how it is that the woman that is directly in the courtroom obviously does not care at all. And somebody else made a comment in one of the threads and basically stated that the guy, let me see if I can go back to the first video. Somebody has stated that more than likely the guy that is sitting in the background, I'm trying to get him when he was specifically posing. Yeah, the guy directly in the background, because you can clearly see that this is a single party, type of thing. The mother's there, the father's there, right? Normally, nobody else should be there during these proceedings, even though I know that they do happen to have open proceedings that people can be there, but I'm not sure how it works with parents. Somebody stated that more than likely that's the now boyfriend of the woman that is directly up there in front of the judge. And I'm like, that is insane. And this also goes to show, I'm going to generalize this. When I point certain things out to people, you have a lot of people out here that feel that, okay, well, just because, like this dude sitting in the background, he's like, all right, well, that's homie's problem right there. Just because he went through it doesn't mean I'm going to sit up there and go through it, right? You have so many people out here that think that just because somebody else fell for something that they're not going to fall for it. And I'm like, yeah, you're playing yourself a little bit too much. Right? So let me try to give you a better version of the comments here. Let me try to zoom that in just a little bit so we can all see it, right? So from the comments that we are able to see, you have one of the women. I'm trying to actually make this larger for myself. Give me a quick second. Had to roll back. Okay, there we go. One of the women said, and yet black men will keep procreating with them. Why would you be with someone that knows little to nothing about your culture? Like, how to care for black hair. Another person said the problem with black men like him is that they always try to turn the white woman that they are with into the expectations you would find in a black woman. Mother, in this case, the burden is on them both to learn how to raise the biracial child. Another person said, Another black man comes to terms with the consequences of his preference. And you can pretty much guess that she's talking about Shannon Sharp, right? Because that's the only most recent black man out here that is going through something. Another person said, and black men continue to have kids with non-black women. Another person said, going to continue to stand on my point. White female and black male relationships have no business. So much anti-blackness. And if it's not, it's cosplay. Lose-lose situation. Another person, surprise, surprise. A lot of black men marry white women out of self-hatred, not true love, and end up in these situations. No way he didn't know that she was on this type of time, but he wanted his mixed baby so bad. Well, here you go, sir. Laughing emoji. Again, this is supposed to be about the child and how it is that she is getting treated, but you see everything pretty much focusing in on trying to talk negatively about black men, see black men this, see black men that, all this other type of stuff. And last but not least, one said, and yet black men will keep procreate. Oh, I read that one before. So that was actually a double, but I had another one. Let me pull that one up directly for you. Hold on, let me pull this, because I forgot I actually had to do an edit when I was doing this as well. That's not the one I'm looking for. Using visitations. Yes. I think this was the other one right here. This person said, notice how well this went to the point that she got put in jail for refusing visitation. That's how we know that these deadbeats are lying. They just never go to court and cry online. And for this last one right here, I just want to sit up there and state that just because this went well directly for this black man, this is against a white woman, mind you, rarity. Just because this actually went well for him does not mean that this in general is going to go the exact same way for black men out here that are fighting for visitation and all of these other types of things. Again, that is a uphill battle. Other black men out here who are literally in the courts right now doing this day by day can go out there and tell you. I've literally watched YouTube channels with black men talking about how the court system is, how tough it is, try to get representation, proper representation, or even try to go there yourself, even with the proof of work. And, stuff still does not go, their way. But like I said before, the thing to me that is very problematic is the fact that when you bring things like this up, you have a lot of people that feel that, hey, well, this is what to expect. Hey, black men, when you're with white women, yada, 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 this is what you get, yada, yada. And I'm like, so what, we're saying in the opposite, that everything is just heaven? It's just, cheesecake and cherries? Are we saying that it's just 100% positive that nothing like this that happens to black men would ever sit up there and happen to black women? Like, I want people to realize, like, this is how things start, where if, all right, let's say a black dude is in an interracial relationship, something happens, he makes it aware, he lets it be known. The moment in time that people want to try to discredit, they want to try to sweep it directly under the rug, that's the moment in time that people are like, all right, well, no problem, we're just going to just let everything fight fire with fire, and the same exact energy that you gave here, we're going to give that there. So the moment in time that we happen to hear stories where black women are going through XYZ and in such and such relationships, you have some people be like, well, I don't understand how this is even a story. This has to be fake. It has to be CGI, has to be AI, has to be chat GPT, because there has never, ever been a black woman that has ever suffered at the hands of their partner in an interracial relationship. It's only been by way of what, as they commonly say, black men, black men, black men, black men, and black men. No other men out here at no point in time ever in history have black women ever sat up there and suffered by way of their partners, or nor has their children ever suffered at all either. So yeah, people will decide to play that type of game because when you look online, you'll see a lot of black women saying things like this, which I'm posting directly to you, and then wanting to be like, hey, well, black men, this is what you get. Realistically, you shouldn't even be in interracial relationships. You should just stay on one side. But mind you, the same people talking about that black men shouldn't be in this are still dibbling and dabbling and going everywhere else. I'm a little bit confused. I'm a little bit baffled. But also, as a content creator, I've covered the fact that black women and young black women have been in interracial relationships and they've gone missing. They've gone disappearing. Some of their families are still hoping and praying to whatever God they believe in that those young black women or black women are going to show up, that those kids are going to be right there at the doorstep, that the police will find any type of shred of evidence of their existence. But yet here we are. We got this back and forth, type of thing instead of people actually focusing in on what the actual problem is. And as a person, and like I said, I'm going to sit up there and be honest, right? Unlike most people, at one point in time, I had a certain type of issue and whatnot or whatever, but that's specifically how people decided to try to levy or dictate or talk about their relationship, where you would hear the black girls during the time, black women during the time, they would want to prop up their interracial relationship. It could be with a dude that's like Dominican, Arab, white, whatever it is, and be like, oh, they so much better. They do this, they do that. Y'all never do this, y'all never do that. Like y'all always broken, right? It's always that type of thing. And I told people before, I'm like, yo, firstly, I'm like, yo, we don't even have anything in common. Number one. Number two, you would never actually really be interested in me, and especially the things that I like. So I'm not even sure why you even giving this energy directly to me, as if I'm like one of your old boyfriends. Like we would never in actuality technically cross paths other than this moment in time in school or whatnot or whatever. And you know, lastly, if you want to be, as I've told people before, if you want to be in an interracial relationship, be in that. Be happy directly in that. You should be so happy in the fact that you're not even thinking about the men of your community at all. But every single time I happen to go directly online, I see the complete opposite. I see people like, oh, let me sit up there and show my, biracial, interracial relationship, my biracial kids, and let me show off the ring, let me show off this, and let me do this, and let me do that. But then I go through the thread, I'm seeing a lot of stuff talking about black men. I'm like, what's even happening? I'm like, you are now a part of a grouping of a whole nother people. You should be all for and talking about those men. That should be your focus, because those are the only ones that basically love you. Those are the ones that care. Those are the ones that nurture. Those are the ones that give you the money. Those are the ones that are able to afford the lifestyle for you. Those are the ones that are going to immortalize you, right? So those are the only men that you should ever realistically speak on. Those are the only men that you should really ever praise. But that's not really the case, right? And then I can say the exact same thing in reverse when it deals with black men doing the exact same thing that black women are doing online when they're with their white significant others. Again, for both parties, for black men and black women, it's nonsensical. It's insane. It doesn't make any type of sense to literally do this back and forth. Like a lot of y'all out here don't like y'all, quote unquote, say that y'all dislike each other so much, but yet y'all talk so much about each other. Y'all talk about each other, y'all talk around each other, but you don't really want to have that conversation, with one another. This is sort of like the Hey Arnold, Helga Pataki type of thing, where Helga was like, oh, I hate football head. I hate Arnold. But then you look in the closet and she has this gum statue, this idol made of Arnold, because she loves him that much. Like I said, at the core, that's really what this is. At the core, this is really what this is. Both parties, black men and black women, been shut down by some of these people directly in the black community, or not like loved on the way that they want to be loved on, or treated fairly or whatnot, or whatever, didn't get a fair shake. So because of that, you'll be like, oh, I'm going to really stick it to you and show you how much I don't care. So let me dibble and dabble interracially so I can sit up there and really get the attention that I want both ways. One from somebody who more than likely doesn't actually care about you as a human being, that sees you just as a fetish, as a toy, as a cookie, as a treat. And then on the other end, let me sit up there and get attention from the guys that I say that I really don't care about. Again, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like that's some crazy work. That is 100% some crazy work. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Somebody said, wait. Who said whose comments are racist? Wait, let me see. Wait. Who's Gil talking about? You said at Manny. Let me see. This is the most racist comment I've seen. Who you talking to? Because we on a live stream right now. Let me know. Educate me real quick. Let me know who's actually being racist. Because anybody, even if you disagree with me, somebody in the background, we got 150 people right now. Somebody let me know where anything was stated about being racist. Somebody just let me know. Somebody let me know, because I swear this is when I like to tell people that it will specifically, if this person, this woman, I don't know who this is, if you're specifically talking about me, this goes to show to a lot of people that sometimes people just want to hear things that they want to hear. Sometimes people just want to hear things that they want to hear. Like I said, I don't know who this is. Let me see, who is this? Like I said, I don't know what this woman is. Obviously you got some type of tan or whatnot basically going on. But like I said before, if you are the type of person that wants to be dibbling and dabbling and dating whoever you want to date, go do that. As I'm specifically talking to the black community, because looking at from eye shot here with my 4 eyes, I can't clearly tell if you're black or not. But like I said, if you want to date who it is that you want to date, that's cool. You don't got to sit up there and try to downplay your own group of people, your own community, in order to uplift somebody else. You can uplift somebody without trying to downplay and talk negative about your own community. That's point blank period. That's exactly what it is. And if you can't hear that, if you're not actually understanding that, I don't know, what it is that we're even doing at this moment. So I don't know specifically what you're hearing. That's crazy. Pat said, I'm 68, my hubby is 71, I'm white and he's black, and we have been married for 43 years. I mean, that's cool. I'm not exactly, I'm not sure what that got to do with the conversation I just stated. I mean, that's congratulations for y'all, but like I said, I'm dealing with a conversation where you got
There are
a
plenty of people
white woman here that decided that she wanted to have a biracial child by way of a black man, and she didn't want to take care of the hair as a mother should. She didn't want to do YouTube. She didn't want to take her to a black salon. She didn't want to try to learn herself. She didn't want to try to do anything. So now she's going to get locked up for a certain period of time, and the black father basically is going to have even more time directly with his daughter. Again, that's the main topic. That's the main story right there. Everything else is pretty much just added on because of the comments that I was able to see directly through the thread. Gil Jones said hit the like, well, tap the like. Wait. Gil said basically hit that like button real quick. Hit that for brother. Joe said, who are you rooting for on the NBA playoffs? Nobody, actually, because I don't, and nothing against anybody else that does. I don't really watch sports like that. But shout out and much love to those out there that enjoy, and you got your favorite team and you're consistently really watching sports and things of that nature. I dibble and dabble a little bit, but it's more so when it deals with like either boxing, UFC, some stuff like that. But again, I'm not really in it like that. I might happen to see some things or maybe catch a fight. But yeah. But like I said, I was waiting for that one person to come right back in here because like I said before, I'm just trying to figure out what specifically in anything that I stated was racist. Like that's the thing. Like I said before, I'm just trying to figure that out from this person here. That's all I'm trying to figure out. And again, for anybody else in the background, if you're in a interracial relationship, all this other type of stuff, if you get offended by what it is that I'm saying, I don't know what to sit up and tell you. That's a personal problem. You need to go talk to your guy, your deity, who it is that you kneel, bow to, kiss the feet of, whatever it is. You need to go have that situation with them. Because at the end of the day, as a black man, I'm going to speak as a black man, knowing the fact that you have a lot of black men out here that do fear white women, and that just is what it is. And if people don't understand and know what that means, you might want to do a history check real quick and look at the amount of lives that have been taken, that have been stolen, that have been disrupted, the towns and cities that have been burnt down by the power and strength and the words of white women. White women are the main ones out of this whole world that can literally bring down civilizations, kingdoms, just because they're there. So again, I'm speaking historically. And more so, I don't even got to go around the world. We can just deal with the United States. So again, this is a multi, faceted situation here. And like I said before, I would just need a lot of people to, in a sense, just wake up, understand, and know that, everybody can, in a sense, be harmed in situations such as this. Um, somebody said that I sound slow. I mean, I guess so. I I guess so. I mean, you're not actually telling me how it is that I sound slow. You're just throwing something directly out there. You're not really debating the video. You're not debating any of the context that I've specifically stated. You're just making a statement, and that's it. It's supposed to be factual because of your emotions, because of your feelings. I guess. I guess so. I guess so. I guess so. I mean, yeah, like I get what it is that you're saying. But you already know what I like to do. I like to try to make things as even as possible. I really do. We got Miss Duran in the building. What is up? What is up? What is up? Much love, respect, and appreciation. I would technically like to say that in general, just to make it fair, that I feel as though both black men and women in the black community have a weakness when it deals with counterparts that are non-black. I think that would pretty much be fair to say because I've done pretty much enough stories dealing with both black men and women and seeing it on a detrimental scale for both parties. And how that has ended up both for the black male or female in a relationship and also the children or pretty much all of said individuals, right? But we're going to go directly into the next video. Let me just actually get some of this stuff down here. And wait, is this the same one here or is this a different one? Let me see. Okay. So now we're going to go into this next one here where you have I'm guessing this is an African child because she's adopted by two white people, Europeans, however you want to peg it. And they specifically tell her to do something which seems a little bit odd.
Like an African. Lift it up there. Come on. Yes, put it on there. Come on. Come on. You have to know how to do this. This is like in your blood. Ow. There we go. You got this. Okay. Now get it centered on there. Keep your head still. Oh, that's pretty heavy. Oh, gosh. Just get it on there centered. There we go.
So let me just run that yet again, and that's the parents on the side to the left of the screen. So you clearly see European or a white guy, and you see a white woman that has locks. That's not going to work out for her hair in the long run, but it is what it is. So let's replay this one more time.
Go ahead. Like an African. Lift it up there. Come on. Yes, put it on there. Come on. Come on. You have to know how to do this. This is like in your blood. Ow. There we go. You got this. Okay. Now get it centered on there. Keep your head still. Oh, that's pretty heavy. Oh, gosh. Just get it on there centered. There we go.
Right. So we got what was it? Lisa. Never seen the name spelled like that. You said, I am a white woman. I've always been attracted to black men who are often more manly. I've never had any ill will towards any man. I am past having kids just like black men. Wait, I'm a little bit lost on that. I'm past having kids. Are you trying to say that you can't have kids at this moment in time? Or I'm not specifically sure what that means. And again, I'm going to just reinstate this again for those out there that know that I'm specifically not speaking on them. Because for Lisa, shout out, thank you for your comment. I don't know who you are. I would not know who you are unless you allow me or you let me know who it is that you are by, of course, leaving a comment. I'm guessing that you left this comment because you feel some type of way and you have to let me know that, hey, I'm raising my hand. I'm a white woman here, and I've never had any type of ill will towards any black man. That's great. You're one of the millions and the millions and the millions and the millions of white women directly out here. And again, like I said before, if people have any type of issue with what it is that I'm specifically saying, factually speaking, you can fact check me and go do a lot of research on the black towns and cities that have been destroyed by the words of white women. So it is great that you have white women out here that are like, hey, I'm not racist. I don't have any ill will. I have biracial, mixed kids, black kids, this, that, and the third. That's all great. But that is not going to, in a sense, block out the other white women who are not anywhere close or near you at all. So it's that just, for me, it doesn't really make any sense. Because I'm telling you, as a black man, I can tell you how it is that I've been seen, how I've been deemed, how I've been treated, how I've been branded. So, like I said before, it's great that, for all intents and purposes, that is you, right? But that is you amongst the hundreds of millions of other white women directly out there. Now, can you say that same thing for the other white women? No, you can't. You can only realistically speak for yourself and how it is that you move and how it is that you act. And, like I said, that is great for you. That is awesome for you. But that is not going to take away from the history of white women in this United States. It's just not. Factually speaking, it's just not. Like, it's like that's a little bit crazy to me. Like, so he said, no, it means I'm over 60, had 6 kids, not biracial. Wait, wait a minute. So now I got to go back and reread this comment again. Wait. I'm a little bit confused here. Hold on. You said, I'm a white woman. I've always been attracted to black men who are often more men. Okay. So you're attracted to black men, which more than likely means at a point in time you've dated black men, but you're saying that you have 6 kids and they're not biracial. So does that mean that you've had all 6 of your kids by white men? Like what? Like I'm confused. I'm just trying to I'm just trying to figure this out real quick because I'm reading the comment that you left above. Right, and I fully understand that. Right, you're done with having kids because you're in your 60s, so you already basically had kids, and you said that I'm guessing that the kids are not biracial. Right, so that would lead me to think that the kids would have to be white. Because if a white woman and a black man come together, those kids are biracial. I'm just trying to make sure we're all on the same page here. I'm speaking to you as a black man, and again, I got family directly out here who have biracial kids. So I'm just trying to make sure we have a clear cut understanding. I got somebody speaking German. Let me tell you, I don't have Google Translate for that. So I can't even understand what it is that you're even writing right there. Somebody said because I'm overweight and it's wait, so you're talking about the reason why you can't have kids? I'm not even on the whole thing of why it is that you can't have kids. I'm just more so on a fact on are all 6 kids white? Because the only way that kids can be or would be in a sense considered black is if those kids were by way of 2 black parents. Usually, if the kids are not by way of 2 black parents, they will could be considered multiracial, multicultural, biracial. Other terminologies which white people have come through with in the United States would be an octoroon, an octarine. things of that nature. Um, yeah, so I'm a little bit, well, I guess I'm not getting the answer to that one. But yeah, like I said before, dealing with the clip that we have directly in front of you, yeah, that was a white woman, European, Caucasian, however you want to sit up there and listen. And she told her obviously black adopted daughter that she needs to hold the rice. They're obviously at a Costco, whatever it is. She needs to hold the rice directly on her head because, that's what Africans do, is in your bloodline. That's some crazy work. And I've heard a lot of stories like this and a lot of things. This is why I love the internet and TikTok, because there's a lot of adopted black kids or African kids directly out there that will tell you how it is that white people have talked directly to them and said things around them, all the things that they've heard. And the crazy part to me is that when these things get listed, a lot of white people just block it out. They just like, that's whatever, all this other type of stuff. They're like, oh, but look how privileged you are. These people decided to adopt you and they gave you a great life. You could be living here and there. Stop complaining. There's no racism. There's no this. There's no that. Crazy work. Crazy work. That is crazy. Crazy work. Crazy work. Pat said, y'all have a great day. You as well. You as well. Ty says, Seji, I'm making juice, but the PC is fixed. I don't have a monitor, but I have my TV. Laptop is dead though. Oh man. Hey, but you'll be able to sit up there and play Risk of Rain. I was gonna say Risk of Rain. Risk of Rain with me and Sham. So that'd be great. That'd be great because I've been dying directly on that game. It's crazy. We were actually playing it for about like I think we had a run that was about 2 or 3 hours earlier this morning. So we've been making it. What is it? Anonymous said that's really messed up. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Gail said her children are by her former husband who is white. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. If that is, he said, let's try it again. I was married to a white man, had all 6 kids with him. I'm too old to have kids, but I am dating a black man and I am more attracted to black men. I mean, I get it. I'm also taking it that you've had negative experiences with the men of your community. Usually that's what tends to be the case. Now you have other people out here that'll see something that looks a little bit different from the ordinary of their community, like, oh, that looks a little bit exotic, that looks a little bit different, let me sit up there and try that real quick, right? I get that part. But usually when you have a lot of people that are like, all right, I'm going to start doing this interracial thing, that's because of a certain type of feeling, a certain type of thing or things that people have gone through by way of their own community, from people in their own community. So because because people didn't get that necessary type of love, that feeling, that care, that safety, that protection, people are okay, well, obviously y'all ain't going to get that to me. I'm going to go somewhere else to see if other people can give to me what it is that I'm missing. Right? Because usually when you have people that are, I'm not even saying people got to be at 100%, but usually when you got people that are at least in the 90 percentile with certain types of things, they don't just decide to be like, all right, I'm going to seek what it is that I'm missing outside. They'll be like, all right, I can see what went wrong here with these individuals. It's not indicative of the whole group. So I'm going to keep this over here in mind. I'm going to push this to the side, but I'm going to keep it in mind. But I'm going to clear out the field so that the ones out there that can give me the things in my own community of which it is that I need, the love, the caring, or whatever it is that you are desiring from said man or men, you'll be able to find that directly in, said community instead of just washing the whole board clean. Also, I will state that within the black community, the reason why you'll have a lot of women of other races coming to seek out black men is also due to the fact that 9 times out of 10, a lot of black men out here are not trying to weight shame women. So you could be a woman that has a certain type of weight, and there's a black guy out there that has no problem with it. I'm not talking about for the extraordinary black dudes out there that's up there like, yeah, I sit up there and train. I run, 600 miles, a day and do this and do that. I'm always in a gym. I ain't talking about them. And I'm not talking about the exaggerated ones that are overweight as guys and they state that they need a woman that is in shape. And I'm not talking about those few collective of black men out there. I'm talking about the average everyday black men who love women no matter the type of weight that they have, because a woman is a woman. So yeah, that's another reason as well why you have a lot of other women from other races coming directly over and deciding to date black men. Kevin Kevs said, love yourself. Yo, D, what is up? What is up? You said, what's up, Seji? I'm late to the party. I didn't know you were going to be live today. Technically, I didn't know that I was going to be live either. I just decided to, do it because I did post some videos. Because I was going to do something else, but I'm like, let me just, sit up there and go live. I got a few videos directly up there. I also got some ones that I worked on that I will have posted. So yeah. I actually see like quite a few videos did not do so well either. I'm like, man, that's crazy. But I'm like, it'd be like that. Gail said, black men love some meat. This woman here. Kevin said, generally black men love thick women. That doesn't mean fat. Well, see, this is the thing though. I'll put it to you like this. People have different sizes that they like. Now, what some men would consider fat, other guys would consider, opposite. But again, it depends on the type of guy that you specifically are. But the main thing that I usually try to sit up there and state, and I've stated this for both men and women, usually try to be respectful of other people, because 9 times out of 10, when I happen to hear dudes wanting to get on women and want to say that, oh, they're flat, they're fat, they're this, they're that, and third, I'm looking at the dudes talking. I'm like, dog, when's the last time you seen anything below your stomach? When's the last time that you actually had your blood pressure or your heart checked? When's the last time you had your prostate checked? Right? When's the last time you actually had a full medical evaluation at the age that you are currently at this moment in time? Because like I said before, it's quite ridiculous to hear a lot of ordinary dudes directly out here who don't know nothing about health, really trying to get on women about how it is that their body looks and whatnot or whatever. But I'm like, dog, you can't even sit up there and really run anywhere either. Like if you had to run for your life, you're done for. Like you're out of there in about like 5 steps. So, and like I said, I say the same things in reverse when it deals with women that say that they want a guy that's 6 feet tall, 6-pack, and all this other. Again, a lot of the conversations out here are quite crazy. A lot of people that are within the same range when it means body type and everything like that don't really want somebody else in that body type. They want somebody that is the opposite. But I'm like, that doesn't make sense, because you probably can't keep up with what that opposite actually is. So if an overweight dude wants a woman that's athletic, your overweight self being a guy, you're not going to be able to sit up there and jog with her. You're not going to be on no treadmaster. You're not going to be jumping rope. You're not going to be doing no type of cardio. You're not going to be doing none of that. It's like you're going to be sitting there and she's working out. Like, what are we doing here? And then, vice versa. But, everybody likes what they like. Everybody likes what they like. So we got Missy. Missy said, at the end of the day, I don't think we can help who we are attracted to, regardless of their race. See, this is the difference, though. It's the difference between being attracted. Like any guy out here can sit up there and say that women of other races look very beautiful, look very attractive, right? I can sit up there and say that, but that doesn't mean I'm going to necessarily perform the action to be with said culture of women. I'm not going to sit up there. That makes no sense. Right. So there's a difference. Yes, you can sit up there and find women, people, whatever it is, attractive out here. You can sit up there and say that. But then you take another step, which is an action, a physical action, where you move from, okay, this person is attractive, so now I want to date this person. Now I want to cohabitate. Now I want to have kids. Now I want to get married. Now I want to do this. Now I want to. It's a vastly different thing. So yeah, you're right. If you find somebody out there that's attractive, something you've never seen before, It's happened. I'm pretty sure it's happened to a lot of people. But it's a difference between finding somebody attractive versus taking the necessary action and deciding that, okay, I want to be with that person because now I found them attractive. Just because you found somebody attractive does not mean that that is the best suitable person directly for you. Like I said, it's two different things. It is two different things. This is why you see a lot of marriages out here running into a rut. This is why we have divorce rates as high as they are in the United States, because somehow, some way, people found a person attractive physically, but they weren't attracted to the inside of the person enough to try to learn and understand if this may be the best person or the best fit in order to have a fiance, a wife or a husband, somebody to have kids with, somebody to try to get, married to and have, 21, 30, 40, 50 years, directly with them. So, like I said, a lot of people got to get over, we're not teenagers. So a lot of people got to get over that whole thing with looking at people as teenagers, where it's like, oh, it's all the emotions, it's all of this rush, because emotions will lead you down a very dark path that you shouldn't even be on at this moment in time. If you would have looked at or paid attention to the person from a logical sense versus a emotional sense of, this is something that I want, not something that I need. That's the best way I can put it. But like I said, I get what it is that you're saying. I get what it is that you're saying. But if you allow your feelings of finding somebody attractive, your ovaries, right? If you allow that to override looking and paying attention to the red flags in a guy, it is what it is. And then you're not going to have nobody else to blame but yourself. Always Gil. I'm just going to highlight it. Gil said it doesn't matter who says he's attracted to. He belongs to me, Tippy and Shay. Only Gil. This is why I love the people who are part of this channel. This is exactly why. It's always smiles. Let me tell you, it is always smiles. Golden Brown said love goes deeper. Wait, you said love goes deeper than skin deep. Yeah, it does. But a lot of people can't happen to see past the physical of the person. Like I said before, this is how a lot of relationships ended the way that they ended, because people paid attention to the physical versus actually paying attention to the internal workings of a person, and also their actions. Somebody said, Curtis said, any white woman who claims to like black men, then they need to start snitching on white supremacy. That's a very interesting thought process. 9 times out of 10, that is not going to be the case. That is not going to happen, because there's a power structure directly out there that both white men and women are able to profit directly from. So no matter how it is that both parties want to dibble and dabble with black people, they're not going to destroy something that they're able to profit directly from. So it is what it is. And that also goes back to the case that I said before, that if people actually genuinely love or loves a group of people, then that means that you would do everything for them in order to make sure that their situation is better. That's usually what people would tend to do in a relationship, right? Or a marriage, or whatever it is. You're going to do for that person whatever it is that that person can't specifically do for themselves, or maybe that they may be lacking or short directly in. You're going to cover those areas. You're going to cover that spectrum so that that person can stand tall, so that they can actually be whole as an individual, right? But usually when it deals with these interracial relationships, that's not what tends to happen with either black men or black women. It be like that. It be like that. Oh, we got somebody directly in the lobby, and you're out of there. All right, so Miss Miss Edison said Seji is off the market for sure. Yo, speaking of which, talking about games, I actually left you messages, and I got to put you on Front Street. I actually left you messages, and I was like, yo, when's the next time you're trying to play Call of Duty? this is that and the third. I never got no response. Got left on red. I'm like, wow. I'm like, all right. So it's like the moment in time somebody, wins on a 1v1, that's it. They don't want to play no more games, no more matches. It's like they seen everything that needs to be seen. That's crazy. That's never seen this before. Just left on red for about like a whole week. Wow. I'm like, all right, that's cool. I see how we do out here. I see how we doing out here. That's some crazy work. Crazy work. Lunch said, "What is up? What is up? What is up?" Gail said it goes deeper than skin deep until they turn 30. Somebody said, "Why do blacks always play victim?" This is the beautiful part. I love trolls, and the funniest thing is that as I have like I said before, as I have conversations and I'm talking about, race relations, politics, different things of this nature, you would have people like this that will come directly up on the scene, and I can highlight, comments like this, and white people would be silent in the background. Crazy work. Happens every live stream though. And it further proves my point when it deals with black people and having conversations. That's crazy. That is crazy work. What else we got? Pink said, "Hey, yo, what is up, Pink? What is up? What is up? What is up?" We got Miss Anderson laughing. Since she said play something else. No, we do play other things. Well, I've been playing more so on Steam at this moment in time. So I've been playing Risk of Rain and stuff like that. So that's currently what we've been doing. Somebody said, "What about Joe Biden?" I'm not even sure what that even has to do. Lisa said, "Incidentally, it always seems to be black men that are attracted to me." Well, I'm not. Well, number one, I'm not sure specifically what area you are directly in. Number two, I'm not sure of the types of black men of which you are talking about. I can guess. I can assume. Number three, the physical abilities of said black men, meaning what physical capabilities, meaning in shape that they are, I can pretty much guess or assume just by going by the normal pictures that I see online. I mean, like I said before, that's great. I mean, that's I'm not sure if that's like a bragging thing or something like that. I'm not sure, what that is. I mean, there's a lot of black dudes out here without trying that they get attention from women of all races, but I mean, that just is what it is being black. I mean, yeah. So I'm like, I don't know I don't know where we're supposed to go directly with that. And oddly enough, this is not the first time that I've actually seen this comment dealing with this topic before. And specifically, I usually get this from white women, which is a little bit weird. I also want to put this out there just for a lot of people too. There is such thing when it deals with white women called Queen of Spades. If you don't know what that is, you can peruse the internet and look it up yourself. Those are white women that are only specifically dedicated to and want to be with black men, and they don't want to be with nobody else and different things of that nature and all that other type of stuff. Like I said before, it's not that difficult for you being a white woman. It's not that, historically speaking, it's not that difficult for you to get attention. It's not. It's not. White women have literally been with men of all races around this globe, except for the ones that are in enclosed tribes that have not had contact with any outside civilizations. It's not that difficult. Not that difficult at all. There's white women right now leaving Europe, going over to Africa, and you got African dudes just looking at them because, again, you look different you stick directly out like a sore thumb, and everybody can clearly see you. So attention is going to be, directly on you. But in the same instance, I can say the same thing for black women. If black women step outside of America and go directly to China, those men are going to be sitting up there looking at her like, oh my God. It's like, wow, I've never seen this before, because literally they haven't. It's a billion of them there. Everybody pretty much looks the same when it deals with, China and everything like that, right? Because it's all one community. There's really no mixtures or anything like that. So when you see something that is physically different from what your normalcy is, it's like, wow, let me look at this. Let me try to dibble and dabble and, all this other type of stuff. So, I mean, I guess. Since you said Risk of Rain is a trash game, actually it's not. I mean, unless you 100% that game, then I guess. But nah, the difficulty on that game to make it through to the stages, and it's on some luck of the draw type stuff. Nah, buddy, let me tell you, I've been playing Risk of Rain for years. I've been playing this game on and off for years, and in a lot of extent, I've binged, on that game, just trying to unlock some characters. I'm still trying to actually unlock some characters. At this moment in time, I think I'm missing about like a 6 or 7 characters. So, yeah. Pink said just got here, didn't receive a notification. Yeah, that's the normalcy with YouTube with not putting out notifications. Miss Anderson said, why does that even matter? Yeah, like I said, I was a little bit lost on that one. I didn't understand that one at all. Curtis said, see the white woman required now when it comes to doing the part, actually doing something about white supremacy instead of just talking or having your fun with black men. I mean, that is a very valid point. Because I'll put it to you like this. For a lot of the women out there, white and many others out there, that are in relationships with black men or have kids or whatnot, whatever, I always see the discussions of being in relationships with them or having kids with them or things, dealing in a sexual nature, right? But I never see a discourse between said groups of women when it deals with trying to make their living better for black men, or trying to make the situations better, or trying to make sure that they benefit more, within the United States and different things of that nature, right? So, like I said, valid point. And trust me, I'm online and I look at conversations that women have, and that is not one of them. Dario said, by the way, the whole Queen of Space thing is now extended to Asians. Huh. The funniest thing is I've never seen an Asian woman really with that tattoo. And that's how serious that whole thing actually gets. Like, you have the women actually getting, like, they'll have a tattoo, they have a shirt, all these other types of things. Like I said, it's the little things. But you would have to like notice it and know what it means once you sit up there and see it. They got some other things directly out there too, dealing with playing cards too, but that's just the main one I wanted to, point out there. Rabbit said, never would have thought Seji would ever talk about Queen of Spades. Don't let Dr. Umar find out. Like I said, I'm bringing up information that a lot of people might not be privy to, might not know about. Because like I said before, I view information directly online. So in order for me to talk about certain things, I have to actually have the information, have at least read directly over it and different things of that nature in order to give that to y'all. So it just wouldn't be just me just assuming and talking. Like I said, I gave you a title and a name. People can clearly go look it up for themselves in order to learn what it is I'm talking about. And then it's like, oh, wow, this is actually a thing. Like, oh, this is crazy. And then when you start going through the threads and all of it, like I said, it's crazy. And it's even crazier because, like I said, I don't want to put it just on one perspective. I'm going to make it balanced, right? So on one end, you got the white women are Queen of Spades, and then on the other end, you have the white men out there that state that they are looking for, a slave, state that they are looking for specifically black women to, like dehumanize, disrespect, and do a lot of things. And they have pictures and Reddits heavily dedicated to that, where both white men and black women literally take parts in it. They put, the pictures. Like I said, I got images and pictures to showcase this. They sit up there and make the little images, the black women sitting up there writing on themselves with markers, writing all types of slurs, doing this, doing, like I said, it's a whole thing. So this is why I try to tell people, as much as people want to try to go, tit for tat, or is this side or this, nah, it's both. And that's why I try to sit up there and tell people I've been looking at this stuff for long enough to realize it is directly on both parties who take interest in this, and they allow white people to then use them for whatever necessary gain, if it's financial, such as videos and stuff like that, or even for selfish gains, right? But it'd be like that. Lisa said predominantly black culture, and most of my coworkers are black, and I love them all the same. I don't care what color they are. Why do we have to make such a big issue out of race and color? Well, the problem is you had to tell me that you have black friends. Number one, if race and stuff did not matter, you would just say that you just got friends. Let's say like you got friends for all over without listing color, without listing the culture. You got friends directly from all over. That pretty much will cover the spectrum. It's like, okay, I got it. But you had to make sure to tell me that you are, basically dating or with a black man at this moment in time. You get pretty much all the attention directly, just specifically from, black men when they happen to see you and different things of that nature. And then thirdly, you wanted to tell me that, you got black friends, coworkers, and you love everybody the same. And then you gave me the normal statement that a lot of white people on this channel like to do, where it's like, why does everything have to be about race? I got black friends, I got black family, I got, black lovers directly out there. I'm not racist. I need a lot of white people to understand. You can tell people that you're not racist in so few words. The moment in time that you start, in a sense, deep diving to try to like tell me that you're not racist, I got to start looking at you sideways, because I'm like, there must be something there, because I'm like, this is just not. I'm like, yeah, nah. And like I said, you could be different from other white women directly out there, but again, you're one of hundreds of millions of white women directly out there. So I mean, because the only thing that this is going to do is that you'll have other white people directly out there. They'll use you as a shield and be like, oh, but see, you have a white person directly in your chat and talking, but you're still with your racist talking points against whites because you're anti-white, and all you blacks do is see color and da 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 and all this other type of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, nah, this ain't what that is. And like I said, I be trying to educate y'all. I'm like, a lot of the ones who are actually racist are going to use you as a shield to try to prove that the rest of them who are racist are not racist. And I'm like, that's not really what you want. So it's like you might want to, the next time you happen to come into contact with conversations like this, you may want to look at your statement and your words very carefully, because I done seen other racist people up here try to use people like you as a shield, as a body block, to basically prove a point that doesn't even make sense, because they know that that's not them. Because like I said before, I just somebody that I just recently blocked was out there literally spelling out a racial slur for no reason. And like I said, this is what normally happens directly in these chats. But the moment in time that happens, I don't happen to see the white people that sit idly by in the comment section saying anything about the racist and how it is that they put those slurs directly up there. I'm like, that's some crazy work. That's diabolical in nature, but it'd be like that. Daria said, I'm very suspicious of the whole Queen of Spades movement. Yeah. Since you said part 1 and 2 are buns, nah, I didn't ever play part 1 of Risk Rain, but I played part 2. Gail said, from the babe's mouth to God's ears, I won't ever forget watching the doc of White Explorer entering an African village for the first time. They had never seen whites. That child was completely horrified, as she should have been. She was afraid that he was going to eat them. She initially knew there was something nefarious and demonic about them. Golda said, the problem that I have with white women is that okay, I got you. Since you said play Diablo 4 or Resident Evil 6, message me. when I happen to get on Diablo, I got you. Miss Anderson said, Lisa, it's giving. I have a black friend and I love blacks at this point. Yeah. Candy G, what is up? Much love, respect, and appreciation. Since you said the devil's fetishize us, that is all. Lynn H said, the only tattoo I have is a black widow. Now, I do know something about some black widow tattoos, but that's a whole different one right there. That's a whole different one. But they've done some stories and whatnot on women that are Black widows. If people don't know about Black widow spiders, well, female spiders in general, normally kill their mates. So usually after the male spider, who is usually smaller, mates with the larger female spider, they have literally a split second before they're literally killed and eaten. The same thing actually happens with praying mantises as well. I'm not sure if people know anything about that, but there's a lot, if any, women out here. I've never really seen a woman out here with a praying mantis tattoo, but I've seen women out here with Black widow tattoos. So yeah, for me, I'm very cautious of women who got Black widows. I'm like, yeah, nah. And then there's also been news stories of groups of women called Black widows who specifically go after rich or wealthy guys, pretty much try to drain, take them out and drain their bank accounts, and those guys are never seen or heard from ever again. So yeah. For the guys out there, be careful. Somebody said I am mental. Who hurt me? See, and this is what I'll be talking about. Like, the crazy part is a lot of people who are non-Black will come up here and say that I got issues or problems, but yet I would get racial slurs typed out in chat. And one of the people was typing it out letter by letter. So I'm like, I know y'all could have sat up there and read that. But magically, y'all overlooked that. Y'all bypassed that and be like, yo, bro, you got problems. Like, yo, why do you got problems with whites? I'm like, whoo. The way that y'all duck and dodge the racism in a lot of Black content creators' live chats, live feeds, whoo, is crazy work. The mental gymnastics y'all got to sit up there and do in order to make that happen is crazy. Lynn said, I have no friends. I mean, I don't know what to sit up and tell you about that. I don't know any Black widows that actually got friends either, but it'd be like that. Glory to the winner, though. Maybe it's supposed to be like that. Maybe you are a person that is stronger alone versus together. So there's that. Lisa said, I mentioned race only because that we're even talking about it. Generally, I don't even mention it. I mean, all right. I mean, you got a point. I mean, we are, clearly talking about that on this channel at this moment in time. But I'm just letting you know from experience of doing this for years directly on this platform. Usually, the people that tend to tell me a lot of these things, usually as things start progressively going on and on and on, it starts looking real bad. And not on my end. It's because people just, start coming out and saying a whole bunch of stuff that don't need to be said. But, just got to put it out there. Curtis said white people are the only people who have the luxury of not seeing color or not making a big issue out of race. I mean, that's true. That is a very solid point there. Jake said, why do you have a problem with whites? Hold on, wait. Why do I have a problem with whites? I got you. Hold on. Wait. Let me just play this again. Let me play this again.
Like an African. Lift it up there. Come on. Yes, put it on there. Come on. Come on. You have to know how to do this. This is like in your blood. Ow. There we go. You got this. Okay. Now get it centered on there. Keep your head still.
Let me play this again.
Like an African. Lift it up there. Come on. Yes, put it on there. Come on. Come on. You have to know how to do this. This is like in your blood. There we go. You got this. Okay. Now get it centered on there. Keep your head still.
So I want you to pay attention. She said, we will do more training once we get to Nigeria. That is a Caucasian woman, European woman who decided to adopt an African child and told her that this is in your blood. You should be able to do this. You should be able to carry this. Carry it like an African. What do you mean? And then you're saying that she's going to, you're going to train her once you get to Nigeria. And then I got Jake up here talking about, why do I have a problem with white people? Huh? Jake, I need you to explain this to me. Explain, why would a white couple who adopted an African child tell them that they should be able to carry this because it's in their blood? Carry it like an African. And then stating to her that once we get to Nigeria, she's going to receive more training. Huh? Jake, where you at? Jake. Jake, where are you at? Because you wanted to sit up there and leave this comment. You wanted to pull it directly up to the live stream. Where are you at? Because you said that I got a problem with white people. So explain this to me. For the other white people, I ain't talking about what's the lady name for Lisa. I ain't talking about you. For the other white people, we got 225 people in here. 9 times out of 10, a lot of y'all are non-black. Let me know. Somebody explain this to me. Because like I said, I'm black. I need somebody white to explain this to me. Because I'm the one that has a problem with white people. But white people don't got a problem with this? Huh? But I'm the one that's problematic. I'm the one that's racist. Okay. That's what we're doing. And I'm clearly looking at the chat and I'm seeing silence. I'm seeing silence. So again, I ain't talking to Lisa. Lisa is sitting up here talking. She said that is truly stupid. That is truly a stupid thing for that mother to do. I personally could consider that a B to do that to any child for any reason. I don't care what culture it is. Gen X Dave said, I am white and I have a big problem with that. Afrojack said that couple is creepy. That they are. Tristan said it was racist. Yeah, it is. Realistically, and this is why, just for anybody white directly out there, this is why a lot of black people happen to state that they have problems and issues with white people adopting black kids because of stuff like this. Because let me tell you, if at any moment in time, right, that let's say I decided to adopt like a white kid, right, because you got a whole bunch of homeless white kids directly out here, or those directly to and from the shelter or going from homes. If I decide to sit up there and adopt a white kid, I'm not going to be saying anything stupid like this. I'm going to sit up there and raise them like a child should be raised. And they're going to understand how this world works, at least from my perspective, so that they got a little bit of insight. Because the world is going to see them as the white child or the white individual that they are, boy or girl. They're going to see them as that. Not knowing or realizing that they're coming directly from, for all intents and purposes, a black household. So, like I said, they're going to be privy. They're going to hear a lot of things that I wouldn't be hearing because I'm not going to be in those same rooms. I'm not going to be walking through the same doors. I'm not going to be associated with the same people. So, like I said before, people, the way that would actually work in the conversations that would actually happen, ooh, people would not even people wouldn't even be ready. People would not even be ready. Gen X Dave said it makes the rest of us look bad. Yeah, it does. And this gives further credence to the things that black people happen to say. Because, like I said, I know some black people out here that got biracial kids, and the kids are more passable, meaning they're more white than they are black, right? Because they took on more of the genetics from the other side of the relationship, and those black people don't treat them any different. They're not trying to berate them. They're not trying to say this, that, and the third about them, and they're not trying to do that. They're treating them. They're loving them. They're caring about them. They're nurturing them. They're valuing those children. Because all I want to say about 9 times to 10 times out of 10, when I see videos where it deals with a black child or an African child that is adopted by a white couple, things like this always happen. And I'm like, what are we doing? I'm like, why? Like why? I'm like, what's even a purpose? And then on top of that, not to mention that more than likely this couple is making money off of social media by way of this child as well too. Like I said, it's crazy. Let me see. I guess that was supposed to be adopting, right? So you said there ain't no black people donating white kids. Let's be real. I guess that was supposed to be adopting. No, actually, you're incorrect because I've done stories on one was a black woman and the other one was a black man who actually adopted some white kids because they are foster parents. So actually, you're incorrect. You're incorrect. You have black people. I just want to get this very clear cut for a lot of people directly out here. Black people are some of the most, black Americans specifically, are the most welcoming a group of people that you can more than likely find in the United States. I'm just going to sit up and be real. This is not up for a debate at all. We will literally just invite people for whatever reason. We can just literally have our own gathering full of black people, and we'll just sit up there and see somebody that might be looking or whatnot and be like, "Yo, you interested? You wanna sit up there and party? We're about to roll out. We're about to go here. You wanna come with us?" It's like, "Yo, man, what's your name? Like, how you doing? Da, 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 all this other stuff." I know this because I've literally witnessed this by way of friends. We would literally sit up there and pull somebody else who might be a little bit, scared, might be a little bit timid, might not know really what to say. And it seems like they're interested, like they would actually want to go out there and have fun, but they don't know how to, you know, actually speak. So I'm like, all right, we got you. We're gonna, pull you in here. It's like, yo, this is such and such, such and such, such and such. It's like, yo, we'll give them like the whole spill on everything, you know, and try to make people feel at home, try to make people feel as welcome as possible. For whatever reason, people have this notion, especially white people, that black people are not welcoming, that black people are not loving, that we don't value other people, and so on and so on and so on. I'll say that that's more so by way of the blue check marks that are on Twitter. A lot of the far right leaning individuals directly out there with 100,000 multi millions of subscriber platforms, mainstream media, and other folks directly out there that are trying to pass on that notion of black people are everything negative when it's the complete opposite. I'm trying to, is that sarcasm? You said, why are you poking racism? You're the problem. Do you mean, why are you pointing out racism? I'm going to guess that that's sarcasm, or at least a poor attempt. I'm going to give you a pass directly on that for a multitude of reasons. So, yeah, somebody said, yeah, just like the parents who had adopted all of the black kids and had them farming, and they were living in a shed with no windows and no nothing. Yeah, I covered that story as well too, and that was crazy. That was 100%. Like I said, if I ever adopted kids, let's say I had like the money, millions of dollars, right? And I ever decided to adopt, let's say, like the United Nations of kids. Like I got kids from like every single continent. I got, black American kids, I got some Asian kids, Indian kids, all this other type of stuff, all under one roof, right? At no point in my mind would I sit up there and think that, okay, I'm going to sit up there and treat them this type of way, like treating them just like negatively, saying negative things to them. And like I said, that doesn't even make any type of sense. Why would I sit up there and treat somebody the same way that I've been treated in the United States? Like I said, that's normally how black people think. Why am I going to treat somebody the same way that I've been treated? We tend to try to do the opposite. This is why black Americans are so welcoming to other people, because we want to sit up there and show people like, yo, we get, like, that's how, a lot of them out there like to sit up there and act, but yo, us as a people, this is how we are, right? This is how we move. This is, all this other type of stuff. But um somebody said, Curtis said, somebody tell Jake he has a victim mentality. Averjack said, I can bet money the kids are servants. Probably so. Probably so. Tristan Webb said, raise it without color. I'm a little bit confused on that one. Golden says she was treating her like a thing, kind of like you are a dog. That's why you don't bark. Yeah. Gail said, that woman's jealousy is going to rear its ugly head as the child develops and the husband is paying attention. Yeah. It's sad to say. Sad to say. Ramona, what is up? What is up? What is up? Gen X said, I'm actually white and Cherokee Nation. So this video this woman is doing is truly ticking me off. Blitz said, I've never seen two black parents adopting white kids. Well, I'll put it to you like this. I've done stories on my platform before about black people adopting kids, including white kids as well, like I said before. But if you've never seen it, it doesn't mean that it's never happened. And if you really want to find it, you can. Just like how a lot of white people want to look up stories where black people are attacking every group in the United States and they can magically find those stories. You can find stories of black people adopting white kids and so on and so on and so on. So, just going to put that out there. Afrojack said, what they don't think we qualify to adopt white kids. I guess so. I guess so. I think I did showcase a video where I think it should have been a black father. Was it a black father or mother? And they were out with their child, because they were married, so that was their child, even if it was from a different relationship, and the child was white. And you had white people asking, "Is the child okay?" I'm like, hold on. So you mean to tell me because you see a white child out here with somebody black, you want to ask that child, are they safe? But if you see black people out here with their kids walking around, you're not stopping little David and asking him like, yo, are these your parents? Are you okay? Blink twice. Do I need to call the police? Are you the actual parent? Where are the like I said before, people don't understand how black people get treated when they are just doing normal human being things. Because there's been a lot of white folks out here I've seen with black kids. Ain't nobody stopping them to be like, "Yo, is that your child? Are you safe? Are you?" You're not really seeing that. You're not really seeing that. And especially in the ways that white people tend to do it. Like I said, it's crazy. But a lot of people don't understand. Yo, what's up, Ty? What is up? What is up? What's up? Wait. I thought I said what's up to you earlier. I thought I did. Alva said, I am white, but grew up with mostly minority moms helping me. My mom is Asian and my sister is married to a black man. Okay. Oh, okay. I think I was reading wrong. Okay. So you're saying that you as a white person, the moms that you had are minorities, your mom is Asian, and your sister married somebody was like, okay, I got you. So you're technically in a multi-racial type of family thing, sort of, kind of. I get. So so does are you trying to tell me by way of that yet you're not like racist, or I'm just trying to figure out because I'm a little bit lost. But also, shout out, thank you for the comment. Shout out. Ty said, "Good work you do. Much love, respect, and appreciation." Ty said, "Wait a minute." Ty was like, "Get off my account." Candy said, "Yes, I had to go to a black mom and ask her to tell her child to stop calling mine a slur. She had two adopted white children." Oh, that's crazy. That is what was it adopted by way of that she adopted them, or was she married to somebody? Because that's the other question. Because usually when you have, because I put it like this, if you got white kids that are literally raised with black people, they know better. They're not going to sit up there and we will sit up there and let you know real quick that's not the way that you sit up there and move. You don't sit up there and do that, right? Now, if you got two white kids that were raised in like a white household, community, family, yeah, they're going to do stuff like that. They're going to do stuff like that with no type of problem. Golden said, "Yes, we give everyone a chance. FBA like others." Um, Alva said, "This is crap." Not specifically sure what that is. Gail said, "Black people were adopting white kids during slavery when they were breastfeeding them. We've been adopting white children for hundreds of years." I mean, that's also true too. That's thank you, Gail, for bringing it up. That's actually a very good point. I got pictures to actually showcase what it is that Gail is talking about, because primarily during the times of slavery, white women were not really taking care of their kids. They weren't able to breastfeed and do all of those things. White women were, looking at the bottom of a bottle and a variety of other things like that. They were having marital disputes and issues directly within the household, and they were going off and being with some of the black male slaves, while the white man was like, "Yo, let me hang out with the black woman here who's actually nurturing and taking care of the kids, because obviously you can." And then he's sitting up there and procreating and having biracial kids directly with her. Like I said, it was a whole mess during that timeline, and black people were just caught directly in the middle, in between of white relationships, marriages, and issues, and different stuff like that, on top of many other things. Crazy work. Ty said, "Thank you for shedding light on the world, LOL. I know that is not Ty writing." Alva said, "99% of people don't care about race." Huh? So where did you get that 90? So we got about 8 billion people on this planet, and you're telling me that 99% of people don't care about race. Have you heard about South America and the whitening of South America? Have you heard about that? You heard about that? How they brought Europeans directly over to South America to lighten the landscape in that area? Have you looked at the people that they put directly on the news, where the greater majority of that continent is dark complected, has melanin? They tend to put the whitest ones directly up there. Huh? What are we talking about? You're talking about 99% of the world is. This is why, as soon as I saw that comment where you was like, "Yo, I'm white and I was raised by minority," I was like, "Okay, I see where this is." I knew it was gonna go to the whole thing of like, I'm not racist. I just knew it. I just knew it. Yo, Will Davis, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is going on? AKA Mr. Freeze. What is happening? Said, what is up, room? And do your thing. Seji, will do, brother, will do. Curtis said, what is the difference between white and white? Nothing. Candy said exactly. The Gail Albert said, well, I'm mixed, but I don't get considered white or Asian. I mean, they're both white. There's no other way for me to sit up there and tell you that white and Asian, that's both white. There's no other way to sit up there and say that. I've done videos dealing with Asian countries, and a lot of Asians over there that actually have melanin, they choose to whitewash. They choose to bleach their skin, right? Because they want to be as close to white or purity as possible. Yeah, you're white. I mean, it'd be like that. You can say Asian or white, or either which way it goes. Yeah. I mean, the only difference is like maybe if you say that you're like Filipino, or somebody from like darker complected from like Thailand, Vietnamese, or something like it's a little bit different. But like Japanese, Chinese, stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. D Money said, what's good, people? Not much. Sonny said, white families had us breastfeeding their babies while banning us from drinking from their fountains. That's facts. Jenny said, our neighbors who are black have adopted 3 white children, a girl and twin boys, and they are great parents. See, there you go, right there. For anybody out there that was responding to me earlier talking about that black people don't adopt this, that, and the third. Nah, you do. You at least had 2 black people. I'm sorry, you had 2 people directly up here, both of different cultures, who have stated that they have seen black people with white kids. And I'm guessing that Jenny, I want to say, I can't really see your picture, but I can tell that you're pretty light if that is you. But Jenny said that she has seen this. So for anybody else white in the background that thinks that this is just not a thing that black people do, nah, we happen to do it. We just don't talk about it. We just parent. We just teach. We just nurture. We just care. We're not just trying to hurry up and make a TikTok so that we can make money because we know that this is going to draw attention. That's not what we do. But I happen to see a lot of white people go to TikTok as soon as they get their new little black toys. Like, oh, let me go to TikTok and show everybody my new little accessory. And then they start getting an influx of people like, oh, that's so great. That's so beautiful. Oh, how nice and generous are you to adopt this black child and to take them off the streets and give them a better life. And yeah, like I said, that's another cheap way for, white people out here to get a little bit of celebrity and all this other type of stuff. Crazy work. Diabolical. I would say the people who care about race. I mean, I guess. Alfred said, Curtis, okay. Responded back to Curtis. Curtis said, okay, so you are non-white. Why did you say you were white? I mean, she basically is. Legio said that black people are unbelievably racist. LOL. I guess. I mean, I literally have the freeze frame of a video. Anyways, I'm just going to leave your comment directly up there. I'm going to leave your comment directly up there with this video. Let me play that one more time for the people in the back.
Like an African. Lift it up there. Come on. Yes, put it on there. Come on. Come on. You have to know how to do this. This is like in your blood. Ow. There we go. You got this. Okay. Now get it centered on there. Keep your head still.
Right. So that was, Legio. Again, he wanted to say that black people are the pretty much the most racist or unbelievably racist, whatnot, or whatever. I guess. We got another one directly in here. Shout out to the trolls. Says, stop talking about race. ... Racist. I guess so. Ms. Anderson said they don't care to understand, right? Jenny said black people adopt children of all colors. It's not inclusive to whites. People have a preconceived judgment and not thinking. Yep, that is facts. What is it? ONG, the lag. I mean, it's on my end, there's not any lag, so I'm not sure if people may be facing lag, or you might have to refresh the stream, but you may have to actually refresh the stream. That does happen from time to time on the opposite end if you are a viewer. Curtis said there's been a big increase in white foster children because of their parents, of the opioid crisis and the ODs that take place. Yeah. Alva said there is so much lag in the chat. If there's, depending on where you're looking directly from, maybe there's a lot of comments happening, or I'm not, really sure. J-Lock, yo, what is up? Much love, respect, and appreciation. Ty said, Seji, she had my tablet. It's not me. No. I know. I was sitting up there looking. Jenny said, Afrojack, I know this because my family comes from the hollers and they may be poor, but they love their children. Candy said she adopted the 2 children that were taken away. Okay, so that's what happened. So originally, okay, so either 2 ways it happened. Either she adopted it from parents that got them taken away, or she adopted it from somebody else, and vice versa. Okay, I think I get what kind of what you're saying. Ty said, so whatever she says, I don't know what to tell you. Thanks for making the what? Brother, what is even happening here? I don't even know. I don't even know what is happening there with Ty. What? Candy G said, "You a monster." Dario said, "Wait, what? 99% don't what?" Yeah, that's what that person wrote. I don't know what to say. I was said, "Bro, I'm responding to the ish so long ago. My phone is like 10 minutes behind that chat now." Oh, that's I don't know what to tell you. It'd be like that. Dario said that comment was diabolical. Yeah. Adrian said, have you heard about playing the race card? No. Please tell me more. I don't know anything about the race card, because this is a terminology that I know that the black community really did not, in a sense, coin. Neither did we sit up there and coin the phrase of reverse racism or blackwashing. We didn't coin any of those phrases. So, I mean, I'm just saying. I could be incorrect, but just saying. Wake Town said Carmelo Anthony needs to be locked up instead of defense. Bro, you missed that. We were on that like a few live streams ago. Where we were talking about the whole thing dealing with Carmelo Anthony, and now you want to come directly up here, basically speaking on something that more than likely you don't actually talk about. Let me put it to you like this. And for all the other white people directly up there, this is a live stream, so I will just so happen, depending on responding to your comment. This thing dealing with Carmelo Anthony, again, it's a little bit weird, a little bit strange that you got all of this energy, but yet you got white people going after. And again, this is not even me trying to defend Austin Metcalf's father, but a whole bunch of white people, how y'all want to posture yourselves and try to make it seem like y'all care about this whole issue with Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. Y'all not trying to defend his father directly out there, because y'all the main ones tearing him down. Y'all saying that he's weak. You saying that he suffers from white fragility, and he's not standing up for his son, that he's the wrong father for that family, and y'all saying a whole bunch of crazy stuff. But y'all supposed to be caring about the loss of life that took place. That's some crazy work. Crazy work. Mr. Durant said, I can't hear you. Maybe these trolls are reporting you for nothing. I don't know. Wait, let me see. No, the mic is moving. The delusional said, live in a bubble. You said you're buffering on this channel. Yeah, I'm not exactly too sure what to potentially tell you directly on that. Let me see something real quick. Let me just look in the back. Let me just try to see something real quick. Um, let me see. Somebody said he got you on mute. I'm a little bit confused on that. I'm not really sure. Let me see something real quick. Actually, for me, I don't have anybody muted. I just want to put that directly out there. Nobody is muted on my end. Now, if you got some trolls that came through here and they wanted to, try to say something that was, racist, then that's a little bit different. My moderators will clean that up, real quick with no problem. With no problem. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure. Because I'm trying to look on my end. I don't really see any types of problems or any types of issues. So Edgar the Real said I'm Puerto Rican and only few Puerto Ricans know exactly what I am. I mean, I guess that must be because you're passing, you're passable. I'm guessing like either like white or you may be highly melanated. Right, so it might be either or. Jay Taylor said in the United States, a very small percentage of white children are adopted by black families, with data indicating that only 1% of adoptions by black families were of white children. My main point is this is, but you just proved my point. My main point was to go against another point, which was stating that black people don't adopt white kids. So you just basically proved my point. I don't care what the percentage is. It's the fact that you got black people out here doing it. It's the fact that I got people in my comment section, the few far and in between, that happen to decide to leave a comment telling me that they've seen black people with white children that they've adopted or have or whatnot or whatever. So that just basically proves my point. Jenny said, I live in SoCal on the beach. I live above the white suburbia. Adriana said, you people are obsessed with playing the victim. I mean, I guess so, even though it's literally a video directly up there. But I just want to state that this video has been brought to you by racism. Racism is accepted wherever dumb Americans are. So yeah, that's where we are at this current moment in time. So yeah. Alva said, dude, my point is that Asians don't think I'm Asian. The racist whites don't think that I'm white. You are just trying to excuse racism. You weren't saying that you were going through or suffering through any type of racism. I mean, Asians go through racism all the time, but in a lot of instances, as let me see if I can actually get this clip real quick, because I feel as though that I gotta pull that directly up, because it's crazy to me how certain things can take place and happen within the Asian community, but in a lot of instances, Asian people don't want to be honest about said things specifically taking place. So now what I actually have to try to do, I'm not sure how quick. Oh, it sounds like it's actually going to rain. I got to go to my meme section and I got to make sure to actually cut this. So this is, let me see if I can actually find it. Because I use this clip quite often in a lot of my videos, because it proves a point on how the Asian community, that when they actually go through and suffer racism by way of white people, they don't really speak on it. They just, in a sense, let it be. And to me, like I said before, that's crazy to me. But I know why that is, because you're not going to go against the power structure and try to unbalance that and this that and the third and whatnot or whatever. So let's see if we can actually get that one pretty quick. I'm almost tempted. They said it may take several minutes to process the video. I'm very tempted to just record it real quick, screen cap it, and yeah, I'm probably just gonna do that. I don't got no time. That's going to take way too much time. like I said, you nowhere in at least from the comments that I was able to see for Alba, nowhere at any point did you say that you were suffering or going through any type of racism. And specifically, who are you facing racism by? That'll be the real question. Um, right there. Hold on, give me a second. Let me see. So let me just throw that one directly up here. Oddly enough, we've only moved on 2 videos, so far. I just want to point that out. And I just realized how long we've been sitting up here,
have blacks
talking.
been pitted against Asians?
We need the black community to realize that that black people are hurting Asians, and they need to speak out in their own community.
Our communities are not reporting these incidences. We don't want to cause more trouble, more attention to our community.
It strikes me that this is the Asian equivalent of the talk that African American parents often have to have with their children.
Right. So that was circa the pandemic. Because during the pandemic, we had a such thing called Stop the Asian Hate. And primarily, color me surprised, everybody, the whole Asian community and every other community directly out there was like, yes, we got to really stop the Asian hate. And it's only coming from one demographic. It's the blacks, right? So the Asian community has been in the United States for quite some time. And for whatever reason, it doesn't matter, what type of internment camps happen to the Chinese and the Japanese. It doesn't matter what type of wars the United States did onto, let's say, Vietnam and the United States lost. It doesn't matter what's been taking place with the Asians by way of the United States. Somehow, some way, black people are directly at fault, and they are the go-to. They are the only ones doing it. There is nobody else negatively affecting the Asian community. Everybody else loves Asians except for black folks. That's pretty much what the spin was during the pandemic. And oddly enough, I found fields of videos where there were white folks directly out there mistreating, being racist, being judgmental, doing a lot of things to those in the Asian communities. It could be Indian, which is Southeast Asian. It could be anybody that's Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Filipino, wherever you're from. As long as you Asian, somebody here in America got your number, and it ain't black. But I covered those stories, and for whatever reason, people didn't really want to pay attention. It'd be like that. Jenny said, it's me, and black parents are excellent parents. Oh, we got Mo up in here. Yo, Mo, what is up? Somebody said, Jay Taylor said, LOL, race baiting on sheer lies. I mean, I guess. What do we got? Jenny said that's a disgusting video. Yep. Rick said, any more than 3 white women in the room, you better run. Afrojack said, wow. Chico said, there's that viral picture of that one Asian girl and a family of 5 black people too. Jenny said, because she's black, she has to put a burlap sack on her head. These parents are sick. Lynn said, I used to carry heavy things like that when I was a kid. I don't know why. It's a black thing. Curtis said the most commonly used white supremacist tactic is to call a black person racist. Yeah. Edgar said, Golden, that's a neg. Oh, you're trying to Golden. Kenny G is laughing. Gail said, double tap that screen. It don't matter what race you are. Tap that button as long as you got fingers. Gen X Dave said, I hear you. Bald Bull said, Austin's dad forgave him immediately. That's the biggest show of strength that I have seen. And the main thing, like I said before, it's up to him at the end of the day on how it is that he wants to move directly on the situation. The exact same forgiveness that you saw from Austin McCaff's dad, that's the exact same forgiveness that the black community has always given the white community, the white majority, when it deals with America, the United States, things dealing with slavery and all of these things, burning down the towns and cities, like we shall overcome, right? All of that stuff, right? That's the exact same energy. Denise Hill said, "What happened to the other children?" Ellie C said, "How do you do?" Doing pretty good. How you doing? How you doing? Matt said, "Look, man, it's the usual suspects. It's mom and dad's fault. Same with that other girl that was losing the race and throws a beat down. Mom and dad are to blame." I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even the you're talking about the track meet that was between two black students. So I'm not even sure why you even bringing that up. That has nothing to do with white folks. So I'm like, you might want to move around directly on that. That makes no sense. Let me see. Even said you can group all white people into that. From my understanding, the only people doing the publicity were the racist group who tried to use Austin's face. Austin's dad called and said that they can't. I mean, I covered that, but going through the comment section again, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people aren't privy to a lot of things or tend not to research, right? Or maybe you might not have been on the internet that day. But I primarily, when it dealt with the story and it dealt with the fact that Austin, firstly, this is the second time that you've actually told white people in the white community, do not talk about my family and try to use them or their name or image to try to push whatever racist narrative that you have. He specifically said that this is a situation that has nothing to do with race. If a white father tells you that, then that is what it is. White people online lost their minds. And they were like, "Oh no, you're not going to sit up there and tell us that this didn't have to do with race. We can clearly see that that one right there is black, so it has everything to do with race. That's the usual suspects." That, like somebody was trying to say in the comment section, right? The usual suspects, right? So that goes against the narrative where a lot of white people is like, "Oh, we don't see color." Obviously, you can when it deals with certain topics, though, right? Crazy work. It's crazy how that work. J Lock said you don't forget to go other whites that defend Austin of his bullying antics and behavior. Yeah, it'd be like that. It'd be like that. Gen X said, "Dude got you on mute, bro," is what I'm saying. Oh, you're talking about some okay, I got you. Matt said there should be a conversation, no more, no less. J-Lock said, "But I'm seeing that some non-black people are siding with Carmelo, saying that they didn't have this much smoke with the mass shooters and the yeah, they didn't." And I proved that point during about at least 2 or 3 live streams where I pulled those videos up, I read off and showcased those stories, and I had white people directly in the comment section, and they had nothing to say about those crimes that was happening in their community by people who look just like them. Crazy work. Dario said they literally have all sorts of barriers to restrict adoption by black families, even kids who are black. Yeah, and a lot of people don't want to highlight or talk about that. It's crazy work. J-Lock said they're a problem, fam. Deal with the ban, community, Asians, whites. Let me see what else we got. Go to said if you are a black family looking to adopt, they will give you a such and such baby. The one that are not, they will say them for the white family. Okay, I got you. Let me see what else we got. Baby girl said facts. Dunham said, wasn't that when blacks were playing the knockout game on Asians because they didn't fight back or something close? This was this was during like pretty much detailing with the whole pandemic thing, because they really started doing a whole bunch of videos and whatnot and pushing the narrative that the black community really don't like Asians and all this other type of stuff. But if that was the case, then we wouldn't have their nail salons and their beauty shops, their beauty supply stores in our communities. We wouldn't even have their Chinese stores directly in our communities. So, like I said, the narrative that they tried to spin online where it dealt with black people and Asians was completely nonsensical and crazy. Like it's you would have to be outside of the United States to believe the type of stuff that they were trying to pass off during that timeline. Denise Hill said women of all races have done this. You can't make this a white woman thing. Tom Gray said bad people come in all colors. Donovan said no other culture on this planet has hate and ill will towards others like Black Americans. What? Yeah, let me tell you, some of the stuff that people saying is crazy. That is crazy. Stephanie Collins said the kid took a knife to a sports event and stabbed another kid and telling him that he was in the wrong seat. And how does that person represent a entire ethnicity? I mean, you know. Let me see some. I think somebody actually got him before it started, but let me just get him directly out of here. Wow. So now we're actually going to go to the next video, and it is this one. Right. So this is the video where it dealt with a well, this I'm going to say this is an example, but this is the little girl, 9 years old. She was going door to door to sell candy. And you had a white male who decided to state that he's lucky that he wasn't there at his home during the time because he, would have, went to a further extent of what it should have basically went to. And again, just by looking at an example, she has like her candy directly in here. If anybody ever seen kids directly in the hood, they will have their candy in either a backpack, garbage bag, or whatnot, or whatever. But you have fields of white people online that were like, well, oh, this is suspicious. I don't trust it. Who sell candy anyway? Who would put their candy in a garbage bag? Who does this? Who does that? All these other types of things. And I'm like, that's some crazy work. I'm like, magically, this 9-year-old is some type of thief or a thug, some type of robber. But this video is clearly showing that she's literally going door to door. She's standing there. She's waiting for somebody to come directly to the door and, to present whatever candy that she has. But white people online in droves are saying that, oh no, that's not what this is. They wanted to also go to the furthest extent of basically trying to say that, oh, have people forgotten that people will literally use kids as setups or as decoys so that they can like rob somebody's. I'm like, people coming up with all of these theories. Like, and this is what I be talking about. Like, it's crazy how white people will go directly online, see videos like this, and will decide to criminalize Black kids. But whenever it's their own kids in their own communities committing crimes, they will give them the benefit of the doubt. They will sit up there and pray for them. They'll pray for both of the families if there was a loss of life or somebody was injured. It's a variety of things that white people will sit up there and do. But when it's a story like this and it's proven that one of their men in their community spoke real crazy about a 9-year-old child, talking about that you would try to go to the furthest extent to make sure that that person is no longer here with us. But people want to say that I'm the person that's racist. I'm the person that's divisive. I'm the one that's ultimately focusing on race. That Black people always want to portray themselves as victims. This 9-year-old girl didn't do anything wrong to nobody. To nobody. It's crazy work. And this is why I like showcasing stories like this, because this is when the trolls start coming out and they want to start trying to spell out some stuff. Again, I need y'all to understand that me and my moderators are both directly on this at the same time. So you can try it. Because you might happen to pop up, and it's a moment in time that this channel might have about a good 20 moderators, and you're gonna be in something creek with paddles this deep. Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy at that moment in time. But let's continue. Denise Hill said, okay, right, I read that one. What else we got? Stephanie Conley said this kid, right? J-Lock said if something people, then why people copy us? And he said people just make up their own truth. I got you. He said filter comments to where it has to be sorted by the newest. Stephanie said everyone does that. Their kid is an angel above all. J-Like said thank you, whoever that was. I knew what he was going to do. Yeah. Burns said because in most cases it's the inverse. I don't even know what you're even talking about right there. But yeah, like I said before, completely 100% crazy. But now we're going to go to something else, and this is coming from a Christian nationalist, something I never heard of. But like I said, only white people can come up with these types of names. So, oh, before I get there, what was it? Stephanie said I don't understand what is going on with the video with the girl. So let me just preface the video again. The 9-year-old girl that you see here, I did a video. Let me see if I can happen to get the image just so that people aren't lost, because we're still basically on the same topic at this moment in time. Let me see. You gotta downsize that. You gotta go past all of the stuff dealing with Trump's third election. Let me see. Give me a. Let me see. Did I? Right. Okay. So let me place this directly up there. Right. So for Stephanie, right? You say you don't understand what's going on directly in this video, right? So this white man that you see, smiling white man, white teeth and everything, right? Got a whole white family, kids, and in yard and car, right? This 9-year-old girl, the video that I showed you, 9-year-old girl came directly up to the door. She was going door to door to sell candy. And when he came up to her door, the ring doorbell, the camera basically captured her going up to the door, as she did in the previous video. And the message that he wrote online in his community, he said, "You lucky we weren't home to blank, basically aim at your blank, dumb blank." So that's what he had to say about a 9-year-old girl going door to door selling candy, the same thing that other kids out here have literally done. I think at a moment in time that I might have maybe sold something door to door potentially, or tried at a moment in time. But like I said, to say something like this about a child is crazy. And then the way that he wanted to double down, actually he tripled down, because he made this comment and then he made another comment trying to quote unquote apologize, but like, I was a little bit too hot headed and emotional. That wasn't the right way to go about it, and all this other type of stuff, but didn't give an apology. And then he doubled down, writing an even longer paragraph, going back over this whole thing and stating that, oh, well, I'm trying to get in contact with the parents that really figure out what was really going on. There's nothing to really figure out what was going on because she was selling candy going door to door. You decided to criminalize this little girl for no complete reason because you don't want blacks directly at your home. You decided to state that her and her brother were trying to case your house as if you had, as white people like to say, there was a gang of blacks, 20 blacks, directly around my house. They were in the bushes, they were in the trees, they were on a roof, they were parachuting in, they were digging tunnels like the Underground Railroad, they were coming by sea, right? Because that's the way that he tried to make it seem. And that just wasn't the case. That just wasn't the case. But like I said before, a lot of white people out here who come through to the channel, they always want to say to me that, oh, black people want to portray themselves as victims. No, it just so happens that a lot of white folks out there want to criminalize and vilify black people just because they can and they have the power to. So that was to let Stephanie know what the video was about that I showcased to you. So Tilla said that for the first video, there are dozens of negative ones. The dude's reaction is way wrong, but why does he react like that? I'm a little bit confused. Let me see. Somebody said, "Yo, Hackman, what is up?" He said they always overreact when dealing with Black Americans. Yeah. Yep. Tom was like, just an idiot. That's all. No. See, that's the problem. You want to excuse racism as just calling somebody an idiot. Nah, that's not what that is, Tom. It's not what that is. It's not how that works. Historically speaking, that is not how that works. We're in the United States. That's especially not how that works. But it'd be like that. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. Let me see. Stephanie said, "Thank you for explaining the video." Yeah, no problem. Tom said, "My bad, I guess." I mean, yo, if you feel this is the thing, if you feel that you are 100% correct in your assumption or whatever it is that you, hey, that is what it is. We're having a conversation. So, like I said before, it's however you basically look at it, however you feel. I'm just going to, give my 2 cents directly in there, being a black man in America. So, I'm just gonna do that. But like I said, it's a conversation. I got you. Oh, I love this one. You said, bro, your thoughts are twisted. You can tell you're a racist or have white envy. What in the blue? Hold on. Let me just because I don't got my camera up. So let me just let you know that I'm talking to you. What on God's green earth would ever make you think that I would be envious of white men? I'm black all day long. If I was to get resurrected, no matter the history in the United States that black people have had to face and go through, I would still be black at the end of the day. That should tell you a lot right there. I don't want to be nobody else. I got videos of other people who are Latin, Mexican, Asian, and all of them are talking about they would rather sit up there and be white versus being the actual race that they currently are at this moment in time. And I'm sitting up here telling you as a black man that's responding directly to you can see the mic moving directly on the screen. I don't have no type of envy. I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to emulate. I'm black all day long. The sun loves me. I get solar charged. Like, what are we talking about here? I got natural universal protection by way of the creator. I don't have to have any type of envy. It's those who are not me that are envious. Like I said, if you look up what SPF 15 actually is, it's basically a form of melanated armor in lotion. It goes on white, but it's actually black so that it can absorb the rays of the sun and protect those who have little to no melanin from the rays. I don't have to do that. Like I said, I don't have no type of envy. I don't at all. You're like, do you hear yourself? Oh, shout out to Brandon V World. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Here comes a new challenger. That's bars. That is straight bars. That's straight bars. Let me go back. Let me go back there. He was like, listen to yourself. You said nobody gives or whatever about any of that, but yet you're here. But yet you're doing this back and forth directly with me. You're the one that started this conversation. I never said that white people or white men are envious of me. I never even said that nowhere through this whole live stream that's been going on for about a good 2 hours and 2 minutes. You're the one that started this conversation, pal, not me. So I'm just clearly correcting you. So because from my point of view, I'm correcting you. I'm telling you what it is. You don't like that. So now you want to, do all of this and do all of that. That's some crazy work. It's crazy work. What are you talking about? Nobody said that you were sub. Nobody said that you were subscribed or anything like that. You said that you randomly came here, just like the other people that randomly came here. Let me see how many we currently got. On one end, we got about 8K that pulled directly through. On the other end, let me just give those numbers because I like looking directly at numbers. On the other end of the spectrum, dealing with the live stream, we got a nice, healthy 13,678 people. So basically, we got over 20K people that pulled directly through. So of course, I know that you're a random directly in my live stream. No duh. No duh. You said that I'm not correcting anything. Actually, I am. That's why you're still going back and forth. That's why you're still going back and forth. Yo, Shan, what is up? What is up? What is up? Yo, Ty actually just got his computer fixed, so he'll probably be able to join us on Risk of Rain, too. So we do have that, going on. But yeah, yo, Lavender, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Also, much love, respect, and appreciation to any and everybody that pulled directly through to the live stream, no matter what the duration was. Shout out to all 20 plus K people added up all together who have pulled directly through. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. But yeah, like I said before, I don't have any type of envy or anything like that. See, this is the problem with this here. I can shout out to Chris Evans, Captain America. I can do this all day. Like I can literally do this all day. Like this whole back and forth. Like this is easy work. This is nothing. At the end of the day, you're not calling anything out. I clearly corrected you. I told you exactly what it was. You can't deal with what it is that I stated. So here you are still talking. And you know, because you're not getting any type of acknowledgement, you're not being valued anywhere else. That brings you right back to me. Shout out to Thanos. So, you know, hey, it be like that. I mean, technically, I could be doing this and like playing Risk of Rain real quick. You know, I could do that. Yeah, it's nothing. But I got other videos, and I know I got people here that are used to, you know, watching this. So that's what we're going to currently do. Miss Red said hello. And what is this all about? So currently we were going over quite a few videos. One of the images that I had directly up there, I can't go back to other videos because I actually you know, took those down, but we went over a few videos technically, you know, dealing with a certain type of you know, racism and different things like that, dealing and so on. And then we also brought up a video dealing with this guy right here. So let me just make sure um that you know that I'm responding to. So I'm responding to Miss Red. So currently gave a refresher course on what this guy basically did online, gave a little bit of crib notes, I guess you could say, on that whole issue, on top of the fact of showing a video of the young girl. So you see the little 9-year-old girl right there at the bottom of the screen. You see what the white dude decided to state, and we have an example of what the 9-year-old girl wearing the exact same clothes you saw her in the other photo. This is her at another house within that community, going door to door. She's going to her bag, checking, you know, her candy, you know, as she's waiting for somebody to potentially come directly to the door, because the white male that you were able to see pictured was trying to state that all she's doing is casing, you know, the house, about to rob the joint, and, you know, do all of these things. So I wanted to just bring out this video to showcase to people that that is a narrative that he's trying to spin because of how racist he is, versus the actual reality of what specifically took place with this young 9-year-old girl. But again, in the United States, black kids more times than not tend to be criminalized more than any other group out here, no matter what any other kid out here is doing. So again, that's why I wanted to bring this directly out there to clearly, you know, clear her name and whatever it is that that grown adult male was trying to specifically say, you know, about her. So now we got a another video that we're going to highlight, and we're going to do this.
Lieutenant Governor of Indiana, seen here dressed like a youth pastor who just discovered TikTok and who calls himself a Christian nationalist, which, by the way, Christian nationalism just means that the government should prioritize and only care about Christians and incorporate Christianity into the laws we make as a nation. Not great. Well, he just came out and said the 3/5 compromise, which basically said that enslaved people in America were 3/5 of one person. He said that wasn't such a bad idea.
I would like to share with you the 3/5 compromise is not a pro-discrimination compromise. It was not a pro-discrimination or a slave-driving compromise that the founders made. It was actually just the opposite. Don't buy into the DEI radical revisionist history that is happening in today's culture. Know your history. Go back and study the documents. Read them for yourself like I have. Go look them up, and you will find that the 3/5 compromise and many other things like that were designed to make sure that justice was equal for all people, and equality really meant equality for all.
How are we still having this debate?
Brother, what?
He says it's equality when someone is recognized as 3/5 of a person. There's someone who's a full person, and someone's recognized as 3/5 of the person. I am so tired. This is so stupid. And I'm at least grateful they're being super racist in public now. It makes it easier to know who to be against.
Brother, what? And these are Christians? So being considered half human, subhuman is equality. Wow. And that pastor was like, yeah, go read the documents. Go understand it the way that I understand it. Don't allow these woke and these DEI narratives and this revisionist history to sit up there and change what it actually. Wow. White people, you got to be kidding me. This is your guy? A Christian nationalist? I've never heard of that. And I've gone to like Christian churches, schools. I've never heard of a Christian nationalist up until this time. And you mean to tell me that he's like, yo, you blacks out there, us whites, we were generous enough to try to say that you're human beings. We allowed you to be a little bit up there. We called you 3/5. That was a little bit too far, but we gave you a little bit of something. You're not really human, but it's close enough that you're right there next to a dog. So y'all can keep having at it, and that is our form of justice and equality for you guys. Yes, God first. Yo, that's crazy. That is crazy. Oh. Wow, that is wow. I guess that is the work of God there, huh? Wow. Holy. Wow. Wow. And didn't I have somebody in here that was trying to tell me that I got envy of white people? No, because I was never raised to look at another group or individuals as 3/5 of a human being and to literally keep saying that in 2025. Never in my life was I raised with any of that nonsense. But like I said before, you got a Christian nationalist, you got a pastor with the tightest pants that I've ever seen in my life sitting up here telling you that 3/5 of a human being is quite okay. That is equality at its finest. Oh boy. I'm going to have to do some research on this pastor. Let me tell you. I'm gonna have to do some research there. Holy moly donut shop. Wow. Stephanie said, I'm an atheist, but I'm also Native American, so I guess I don't count. But that isn't the way it is now. That was when they were given rights. Definition said they also believe the paintings of Caesar Borgia is Jesus. Miss Red said, WTF, is everything actually is everyone here actually latching on to? As a white person, I claim no one but myself. Anyone want to hate me for being white, that's cool, but what kind of leaps and bounds are we teaching here? Are we you said reaching. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to sit up there and tell you, but I promise you that white folks out there are going to give that man a mega $1 million church. I promise you, he's going to be very very rich and very wealthy off of how it is that he deems and sees black people. And again, no other group of people in the United States has to deal with these issues. Asians ain't dealing with this. Latins, Mexicans, they ain't Hispanic people, they're not sitting up there dealing with this. Africans ain't sitting up there dealing with this. People from the islands ain't sitting up there dealing with this. Nobody from any other continent is dealing with this. This is solely a Black American issue where this is still being talked about to this day in 2025. It's crazy work. This is crazy work. Oh man, that's crazy. 3/5. So says the white man in with a nice, what is it, cherry oak desk or mahogany, whatever it is. That's crazy work. I guess this is what men of God actually look like. I guess so. So now we're gonna, throw this. Oh, I forgot. What was it? Where were you at, real quick? You said you wanted a little bit of background. Wait, let me see if I can roll back up to right. So let me just put that screen directly up there. So you say you want a little bit of background on the story dealing with the young girl, right? No problem. I got you because we got a lot of new people here. No problem. I will oblige. Let me see if I can actually find the clip, because technically I don't want to read it off, but I feel like I'm going to have to. I feel like I'm going to have to read it off. Let me see. That was that. Officer's family. Okay, so this is what Tyler Chambers had to state, right? So again, to misread, this is what this guy had to state. He said, I know you want to add me to roast me, but you only have one side of the story. She was acting as a decoy while others were around the house. And yeah, I saw that on my camera, and I have a wife and a 7-month-old at home, which I will protect as you would. I was hot when I posted it, which is why I deleted it right away. I could have handled it a lot differently, and I am trying to find the parents to have a conversation with them. But yes, I could have handled it a lot different and wanted to apologize, but I was trying to protect the family and I was in the wrong. Now, this is the funny thing I want you to understand for Miss Red. This guy was not home. Him and his family was not home. And he was stating that all I'm trying to do is protect my family. How are you protecting anything if nobody's home? Even if somebody, let's put it like this, even if somebody was at home, what are you protecting? Everybody is safe and sound directly with you. Y'all probably on the family trip, or y'all doing this, doing that. Y'all, everybody from the house, including the little dog too, is out and about. So what are you trying to protect? Nothing. Because nobody's life is literally in danger, right? That was just for that hypothetical what if. But now we're dealing with the actual fact of that man decided to write that online about that 9-year-old girl. And this is him doubling down once. He has another double down. I got that directly in the background, but better yet, I have a video where I've gone over the exact whole topic. Again, like I said before, it's crazy. And it's just the fact that he is racist at the end of the day for how it is that he wants to go about the situation. And going back up to the other guy that wanted to, say that this guy, what's the name? Tyler Chambers is ignorant. No, he's just racist. Because if it was a young white 9-year-old girl that came up to his door trying to sell candy the exact same way with her candy in a garbage bag, he would not have had that response. He wouldn't have. He would have probably wrote something completely different online, or it just wouldn't be anything online at all. And those are just the facts. Because whenever people happen to see themselves and white people happen to see their kids or somebody that's reflective, they don't automatically think of them like, oh, they're a criminal, they're up to no good. It don't matter if they're wearing like a hoodie, jean shorts, whatever it is. But if they see somebody black, that is jean shorts, hoodie, oh, they're up to no good. I'm calling the police. Let me go find my weapon. What are you doing around here? You look awfully suspicious. I don't think I know you. Where do you live? It's all of those questions. But yet you can have both parties dressed the exact same way, but yet somebody's going to have a different outcome. And that's always the way that it's been. Let me see. Let me try to go down real quick. Turner said, even if you impeach Trump, you still have to deal with JD Vance and company for the next 4 years plus. Sad, but true. Let me see what 3/5 of the person is. Stephanie said, what's misinformed about that? Sham said, I'm with her mother. I would not want to meet with him either. I would want to restrain. Yeah, there's no reason with a guy that's willing to write violence online against a 9-year-old. There's no reason to sit up there and decide to meet with him in person. That's not going to go good. That's not going to go good at all. It doesn't need to sit up there and happen. Just let everything be the way that it is. File a police report, show them the online reports, and that's it. The main thing I set up there and stated about this dude, Tyler Chambers, at any moment in time, if what he said actually happened, then he needs to release the full totality, unedited, of the cameras that are around it. That's what he needs to do if he wants to actually be proven innocent on being a racist and having these judgments. Then release all of those cameras that he wrote himself verbatim. He said that he's seen the footage, which means he has a recording, he has a server, he has it more than likely on some type of data drive, whatever it is. Show the whole world that. Get your vindication. But yet that's not, what we have. But yet we have video of another neighbor of where it is that the 9-year-old went, and she is just sitting there as cool as a cucumber, just waiting for somebody to answer the door. So wouldn't you think that if she did this at one house, she would do this at another house? Right? But again, that's not what we were able to see directly in the video. Raging said, good evening, Seji. What is up? What is up? What's up? And good evening to you as well. Sonny said the ring company should cancel his surveillance plans. The Toner said elections have consequences. Sham said it's crazy how so many whites have or was supporting him threatening a 9-year-old. Yeah, and I showcased those comments. There were a lot of white people who were supporting his type of comments, and they were trying to give him a valid reason, which is drastic. Matter of fact, because we're even on this topic, and I know 9 times out of 10, a lot of people are not going to research and go look at the video to actually get that information. I got you, no problem. I'm going to try to pull back a bit and get some of the comments. Matter of fact, let me just put this one up. This was his other double down, right? He said, I want to apologize for the post I made here. It was not how it should have been handled at all. I have a wife and kid at home that I will always protect, as you would too. When you see someone at the door and others around the house in the window, you instantly think the worst, as it was to me. She was being a decoy while others were around the house trying to look in or get in. I was hot. I posted something way out of line. I instantly regretted it and deleted it, as there are tons of better ways to handle it. This was not the right way. If anyone knows the parents, I would like to speak with them and apologize and get the whole understanding of what was going on. This is what I'm saying. And this is the second time basically saying that he needs the whole understanding. If he just told you that he saw these things happening on the camera footage of his home, why would you need to get the full understanding by the parents, right? You have the facts, you have the truth. You recorded all of these gangle of black kids, these packs of black kids around your home, just trying to look in, just trying to break in to just see what it is that they can steal, right? If you have that on video, why would you say 2 times under 2 different posts that you need to talk to the parents to get an understanding? Shouldn't you have made a police report? Shouldn't you have directly cut the part of where she's walking up the sidewalk to your porch, ringing the doorbell, and then you're showing the different angles of all these gangles of black people around your home trying to break in? Shouldn't you have, made sure to get all of that so you can give it to the police so that you could then press charges? Why hasn't he done that? Why hasn't he released that information? Why is it that we don't hear anything about the police from his side dealing with this story? Like I said, because he's fabricating stuff. If you got the evidence, video evidence, you shouldn't need to talk to somebody's parents to get the full understanding. If you're saying that, oh, this 9-year-old is a criminal. If you know that they're a criminal, why you got to talk to the parents? That doesn't make any type of sense. But yet here we are. Like I said, these are the games that you got white people out here that like to sit up there and play. These are the types of games, because in one instance, in this explanation, he wanted to make it seem as though that he was actually there in the house, that he was witnessing this firsthand. But then in the other post that I showed you, he was telling you that, yo, I saw this directly on my camera. So if he saw this on his camera, that means he was away from the home, because he didn't come to the door. His wife didn't come to the door. Nobody came to the door. Nobody even responded. Nobody even answered. And that seems a little bit odd, especially if you think that somebody's trying to break in. Normally, if you know that somebody's trying to break in, or it seems as though something's a little bit suspicious, you make as much noise as possible to let them know, like, hey, You whatever you're trying to do, you don't want to sit up there. But again, that's not what he did. So, like I said, this is how people want to paint narratives and try to put certain stories directly out there to try to make themselves be perceived as the victim. When really the only victim directly out there is that 9-year-old girl. That's it. It's crazy work. Crazy, crazy work. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If he actually has the footage, all you have to do is post it. All you have to do is post it, and everybody will shut up. But he has yet to sit up there and do that. The closest thing, I'm gonna just go back to this again. Wait, do I still got the video up here? I don't. I took it down. The closest thing, let me see if I can go back and post it. Because like I said before, it's irresponsible, it's racist, and it's completely crazy to go out there and decide that this is how you want to present, quote unquote, your side of the facts or whatnot or whatever. Like I said, that's crazy to me. It makes no sense. I'm trying to see if, let me see, was that the one? Nope. That's not it. Okay, yeah, that's the video. Okay. Because for whatever reason, it's not showing up properly. What did it say? I can only have 10 videos up. Okay, so what do we have to take down? Okay, let me just take some of these down right there. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Go back to video file. Go back here. I think that should have been it. Nope. It takes a minute because I gotta. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so the closest thing that we have to an example of what the young girl was doing is this. And again, same clothes that she was wearing. Got the garbage bag full of candy, going door to door, either knocking or ringing directly on the door. So if you got a neighbor that can give us this type of footage, clear cut footage showing us what it is that she's doing, why is it that you as the accuser cannot show video of the accused doing what it is that you said that they were doing? They were casing the house, gangle of blacks, pack of blacks, just directly out there, just violent and ravenous, criminal minded, right? Why can't you sit up there and give us clear-cut footage and video of what it is that you're talking about, unedited? Why? Like I said, it's crazy. Tom Gray said he should have just said sorry. I mean, that sounds too much like right, and that's not going to happen, especially if you have a racist narrative that you are trying to sit up there and spin, and especially to try to criminalize and vilify a 9-year-old black child. Like I said, I'm trying to give an example to a lot of white people out here. This is what black people and black kids have to sit up there and go through. We can try to do the exact same things that everybody else is out here doing. We can be straight-laced, just minding our own business, keeping our nose directly to the ground, doing all of the work necessary. But somehow, some way, that even if we're doing all of that, we're still criminalized. We're still wrong. We still deserve negative things to happen to us, even though we're not doing anything to nobody. So, like I said, it'd be like that. It be like that. Eternal said typically white people are raised to believe that they are always right. That's why they can't apologize for their evil. Sham said, I want you to notice that she did not walk around the house or look in the windows. She was well-behaved child, and more people need to see she is a good child. Yeah. Like that's some crazy work. Like I said, she wasn't doing nothing. She simply walked up to the house, knocked directly on the door, and she waited there patiently. That was it. Like I said, one neighbor was able to give us this footage. The accuser is not able to give us anything but words. It's like, oh, I'm a white man, I'm just awfully afraid for my family and this, that, and the third. Like, oh my God, and that's crazy. You said right now we're all being collectively bullied. I'm not even sure who we are. Somebody said she's a 9-year-old child. She's not a chick. Yeah. Bro, let me just say for Horton, you're 100. Horton is responding to somebody else in the comment section. Let me tell y'all something. The moment of time that I happen to see you disrespecting a this child in any other type of way, and in a sense like referring to her directly out of her name, you're about to be up out of here. It ain't even gonna be no type of debates directly about it. So if you're gonna say something, you better fix your face real quick. Better fix your words real quick. Because like I said, you'll be up out of here. I don't even know what that comment is that I just saw pull up to the scene. I don't even know what they're even talking about. Sham said I had a white Girl Scouts walk up to my porch, look all in the house, pick my tulips right out of my garden, even broke a vase, playing and jumping around, and this baby. Yeah, like I said before, whenever it deals with like other kids and whatnot, people got stories. But a lot of others out there are not going to talk about the stories. But when it magically deals with somebody black, everybody got the same story. I'm like, come on now. Like that just doesn't even make any type of sense. I'm like, so what? Everybody just wants this type of story or whatnot or whatever. I'm like, that's a little bit weird to me. That's a little bit weird because I done seen other races of kids out here acting a plumb fool, like they don't got no home training. But you don't really hear people talking about it. But this is why I love the internet, because if I go on X, I can see every other group of people's kids acting straight crazy, doing all types of foolishness. Like I said, I love it. I 100% love it because I'm like, yo, it's crazy how people make it seem as though black kids are just negative, everything negative. Crazy word. Hack said I have to dip for my walk. Take care of. All right, brother. Much love, much love, much love. Sonny said they wouldn't even have the white guilt to explain themselves. The doctor said, fighting for my kids right now. Well, if you hopefully you're going through the courts. I wish I had, avenues to specifically give you to help you out, but yeah, my bad. Tom said, hey, I'm white. We're not all bad. I love my black friends, and I don't know what I would do directly without them. I'd say this. This is what you do. For anybody white out here, if you love your black friends, what you should be doing, if you know of the system that we are currently in and that you are able to profit directly from, make things as even as possible directly for them. Make it a balanced, playing field. Make sure that they are safe and secure. Make sure if they happen to get pulled over by the police or they go through any type of racism and all these other types of things, you make sure to body block directly for them. You make sure you be the first one directly in line to block them from the brunt of any type of verbiage or things like that take place. Because I put it to you like this: there was one pair of white kids. It was a boy and a girl. Their black friend was getting harassed. All three of them were together, but for whatever reason, the black friend was the one that was being targeted specifically by the larger white officer. I brought this video up about probably like 2 or 2.5 years ago. I kid you not, when the black boy was getting arrested, the two white friends sat up there and lost it. The boy and the girl started losing it, and they were sitting up there literally fighting the officer, going directly at him with words and everything, right? Both verbally and physically. And I'm like, and this is what I'm talking about, because like those white kids didn't get arrested. I want you to know those kids that were literally fighting that officer because their black friend was getting targeted and arrested, and they realized that was happening. They didn't get touched. They didn't get arrested. Long story short, because of them, because of how active they were directly for their black friend, he did not get arrested. Because the cop even knew that he was wrong. But he didn't expect that those white kids were going to stand directly up for him. Nor was he going to sit up there and put hands directly on those white kids. Because again, they're reflective of him, of the community. So that when I deal with examples, and when I think about the fact of white people saying that they have black friends and all these other types of things, those are the quote unquote white friends that I sit up there and look at. Those are the examples that I tend to look at. Somebody who's actually active when they see something going wrong with one of their friends and they know the reason why it's happening. You know, what was it? NFBA Turner said, Tom, you may seem really nice, but really must talk to your brethren in order to get them to see the light. Racism started with whites, so you have to fix it. Yeah. Jocelyn said, do you only talk about race, specifically only black and white on your channel? As of right now, at this moment in time, because of, as a lot of people like to say, as the climate of this country. But in general, I've talked about all. You could be Asian, you could be Hispanic, you could be African, Caribbean, wherever you are around the planet. You're listed directly up here, and I've done stories directly about a multitude of groups directly up here. But I'm Black American, so we're going to tend to deal with a lot of those videos, even though I've showcased videos where Asians have dealt with racism. But as stated before, a lot of Asians aren't going to specifically talk about or highlight that racism because of the society of which that they are amongst and want to be shoulder to shoulder with, aka becoming or being the model minority, which is basically right up there in line with being as close to white as you can be. So Tom's that I do it all the time. I get in trouble for it too. The other day I told some white guys this, and the white man destroyed the earth. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. Even though technically it should be, clear cut common sense for a lot of people directly out here. A lot of people don't want to, look at that. Tippy was knocked out, and she said, "What did I miss? Everything, Tippy, everything." Skadoo said, "Racism didn't start with whites; it started with Egyptians." I guess. Sham said, "You get even some of the allies not understanding they're a little bit more racist and learning racist behavior for the bad behaviors they're teaching to their child." All right, so let's go directly to the next video. Oh yeah, I wanted to highlight this one. So this one is just a little bit different because I wanted to throw something in there just to throw a mix. So you got this young woman here who is graduating, and she wanted to be placed directly on one of the letters of her school, and the video is titled "Why Women Need Men," right? So when you see her, she's looking to get picked up. You obviously see a woman, right? You obviously see this woman here who tried to pick up the lighter woman, and for whatever reason, I don't understand why she wasn't able to pick her up, because that girl, she looks pretty light, right? And the other woman is heavier. She should have the strength, the leg power, and everything to sit up there and do it, right? It just obviously didn't happen. But yet you had this young man. He basically tossed her up there. He was he was about to launch that girl into the stratosphere. Hold on, let me show you how effortless he did this. Hold on, look at this. Wow, look at that, throwing her up. He was about to fling her across the school, and she's sitting up there looking at him. Look at that look she gave him. She's still looking. She's still looking. That dude up there like, yeah, I did that. He like, yeah, I did that. No effort. No effort. Like the woman taking a picture sitting up there, just like, smiling and stuff like that. But like I said before, let's go back real quick, right? So I'm guessing like this is her girlfriend or whatever. Tried to pick her up, didn't happen. Right? Looking embarrassed when it happened. So when this dude sat up there and tossed her up there, he's walking back and she's looking at him. I'm pretty sure she is rethinking her choices in life at that moment. I'm pretty sure she is rethinking her choices at that moment. That man is just walking, he's just walking by, and this is her day. But now instead of that energy being focused on her, she is focused on him. Just from that little thing right there. Like I said, this is why men are needed. I don't care what nobody says. This is why men are needed. Men can get the job done. And those are bars. Shout out to that brother. He was about to launch her, though. I know he played football. He was about to toss that. Yo, that was crazy. But yeah, I wanted to throw that up there just to put a little bit of a mix directly in there. So now we're going to listen to this crazy video, and I want y'all to pay very close attention. And she's going to tell you why it is that she quit her job and the many things and the difficulties that she had to face because of the reason of her job. Right. So let's just take a look at this.
Because I can't take care of my basic needs and work 40 hours a week at the same time. It's really hard to say this out loud and put it online, but I know that I'm not the only person going through this. I've almost been fired from every job that I've ever had, and it's not because I'm not smart. I actually tend to overperform in the beginning. It's just that after some time, I inevitably burn out once I wake up one day and realize that I haven't taken a shower in like 3 weeks. It's really frustrating because I know that I'm an intelligent person and I've been able to accomplish a lot of really amazing things in my life, but I still can't manage to take care of myself. And it's not just a matter of not trying hard enough or not being disciplined. If I could take care of my basic needs and work full time, I would have done that by now and then some. It's a form of self-sabotage to honestly be putting so much energy into these executive functioning skills at work and not have anything left to give myself. It's like I would wake up at 5 a.m., pace back and forth, start working at 7, finish work at 6, eat, sleep for dinner, and then crawl in bed at 8 o'clock. And it's like a part of me does feel insane by quitting at the verge of a recession, but it's like if I actually want to build a future for myself and get there in one piece, taking care of myself has to become my full-time job. I was not born to raise shareholder value. I'm actually meant to live a life, and I need to learn how to be a person in order to do that.
So I just want people to pay attention that she said the hardest things for her to do because of her job is that taking a bath and brushing her teeth. She said that she had an instance of not taking a bath for like 3 weeks. Let me just go back there real quick. Let me see. Working 40 hours a week, fired from the job. Yeah. Hasn't taken a shower in 3 weeks. I wanted to make sure I got that right. I don't know how that's even possible. You can smell yourself, within a 24-hour period. Because you go to sleep, your deodorant is you could have took a shower last night, right? But depending on, if you sweat during your sleep, like, yeah, you're gonna be smelling your underarms. So you may just need another shower, especially if it's in the summer. You might need to take about 3 showers a day. I'm just gonna say, maybe it's just me. Again, I like showers, but to not take showers, and again, I'm a guy, so guys can technically get away with some stuff, but we're not doing a week 2, 3. Not that's I don't know what this is. She's a woman at the end of the day. How you are not taking care of yourself hygienically for 3 weeks, that is some diabolical work. I know that you were able to smell a great deal of things, and then hopefully she's working from home. because there's no way in the world that you're in an office setting and you're sitting there basting like a roasted turkey in an oven and all of that heat and that sweat and that funk. And you're like, yeah, I ain't take a shower like in 3 weeks, but I covered it well with, whatever perfume Rihanna got, or, some Sauvage, or whatever it is. Hey, what are we doing? What are we doing? 3 weeks? That's crazy. That is some crazy work. Oh, that's crazy. So Janine Thompson, what is up? What is up? You said, oh my God, I had subscribed to you years ago. You're back. I subscribed to you again. Wow, I am glad you are here. Hey, much love, respect, and appreciation. The reason why I do have, channels, plural. So you may have subscribed to one and not subscribed to the other, or what also happened, because I told people about this a year or two ago, especially dealing with one of the other channels, that YouTube was quote unquote getting rid of the unactive accounts, or quote unquote the duplicate or troll accounts, however it is that they wanted to sit up there and frame it. So even still to this day, right now, every single day that I do live streams and whatnot, I'm consistently actually losing subscribers, which is the craziest thing that I've ever seen in my life. Like it makes no sense. it literally, it makes no type of sense, especially if you're at least somewhat consistent with, pushing out content and the amount of people that will or the influx of people that will come in at a moment in time or notice. Crazy work. But yeah, there's a multitude of things that have happened directly with the channel, and YouTube in the background has taking away subscribers directly from the platforms. So yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. You said, instead of talking ish about this person and people like her, let's actually start advocating for better living conditions. I'm not actually talking mess directly about her, but what I am going to sit up there and say is that it's pretty crazy. Because this, I'll put it to you like this: I have a very much high belief in women because of the women that I grew up around and that are in my life. I have a high belief in women, that women can very much do anything, and this is what it is that I was able to witness. And because of this, it's quite crazy to go online and I see women making TikToks talking about, in a sense, being proud of quitting, knowing the fact of the economy that we are currently in at this moment in time, knowing the fact that the government really doesn't want to assist people who are going through hard times and all these other types of things. Like, that's drastically crazy to me. Because realistically, I could sit up there and look at her and look at her skin and everything like that. She could technically do some modeling. She has, clear enough skin. I know the video is a little bit blurred, but she has clear enough skin, or with a little bit of, I think, what is it, like foundation or whatever it is, just with like a little bit of coverage. She's good. She's golden. She could literally go out there and do some type of modeling. And again, the other thing when it deals with modeling certain things is that imperfections are perfections, are like the perfect thing. So she has a gap, but she has a very nice smile. She has very large eyes, different things of that nature. Looking at the face and whatnot or whatever, she could easily do different types of modeling directly out here, or she could just so happen to sell products or make products or whatnot or what have you. There's a multitude of avenues that she can literally go through, which I guess would be less stressful than her 9-to-5 job that she is currently working at this moment in time. But the other issue too is like, hey, this is what you worked for, though. You went to school or what have you. You got the necessary tools to equip yourself so that you'll be accepted, so that you can get the job that you have. But now you're like, yo, this just ain't for me. So I'm like, so you just went to school and wasted money for no reason. You got that education and knowledge for no reason, because you're like, this ain't it. I should have been doing something else. I don't know. Like I said, it's just me. Maybe it's just me, I guess. I don't know. Sham said that's too much work. That sounds like server depression, but she sounds like she might have ADHD, can't keep a job, is a good sign, and not taking care of herself. I mean, that's a valid point. That is a very valid point. She may want to see somebody, or she might want to talk to somebody directly about that. Not sure if she might be willing or open to do that. Not sure if she might have the support, like family and friends or different things like that. So, she's going to have to really figure that out. She might want to figure that out. Another person said sounds like some mental health issues, right? Batgirl says it sounds like she might have borderline personality. Sounds like it by what she is describing. Let me see. Tom said, hopefully she's working from home. That made me hit the like button. I'm like I said, I'm just being honest because I'm like, there's no way that you could go to work and you ain't take a bath or a shower like in 3 weeks. Like the amount of sweating, no. And like I'm a guy, I'm like, yo, I'm taking three showers, and it's warmer out here now. I'm taking 3 showers a day. Sometimes I might sit up there and sweat directly in my. I'm taking 3 showers. I'm taking 3 showers. Like that. That's going to sit up there and happen. I'm not trying to go out here and think because in my thought process, I'm like, yo, I gotta. If I can sit up there and smell something, I'm like, I know other people can sit up there and smell something. Like maybe my deodorant might be a little bit off because it's hot and I'm pretty much burning through my deodorant. But it's like that's just me and my subconscious, right? That doesn't automatically mean that other people are thinking the exact same thing, but that's me, with me. So because of that, I'm like, I'm taking a shower. But yeah, man, that is crazy. Eternal said YouTube has been crazy for years. They love to cancel subscriptions, notifications, and accounts in a heartbeat. That is 100% facts. That's 100% facts. 100%. Eternal said she is beautiful. Mo said she could take the time to get her hair braided, but can't find 15 minutes to properly clean. That is a valid point. That is another valid point too. Tippy says she probably is dealing with stress, depression, and other mental problems. People have severe depression. Don't keep up with their hygiene needs as much. She's pretty and she needs help. Valid points. Valid points. That is very, very valid. You said me and Sham said the same thing. Yep. Christine, Jansen said I missed the beginning. He said showers just feel good. Yeah, they do. They do. Tippy said because Black people and Black women don't do this on purpose. I think it might be severe depression. Possibly. SFW said poor personal hygiene is a symptom of depression. This lady is on the edge. So, like I said before, I'm paying attention to listen to what everybody is, in a sense, saying and taking it in. The only thing that I can say is that hopefully she gets the necessary people, because I don't know who this person is. There was no type of whatnot or whatever directly associated with the video, so I'm guessing maybe she did this directly on TikTok. Hopefully, she got some people directly out there that care. Hopefully, other people that might know where her platform is will get in touch with her, talk to her, and try to help her out and give and direct her in the correct avenue for that help, so that she will be okay. Sham said, yeah, it sounds like an emergency to get help. You get this pain and you're close. And so I need her to get a therapist right away. Both said all I hear is everyone trying to make excuses for her. Call it what it is. I mean, no, it's not just excuses. Like, you have people that go through mental things as well too. Like I said, I'm not insensitive to things because I've gone through things. I've been as honest as possible. On this channel, I've been through some things mentally myself, and I've openly talked directly about those in order to help out other people that may be going through similar things or whatnot or whatever, so that they don't go through that exact same road. So no, it's I can tell you from experience, it's not excuses. And this is literally a person that for the how can I sit up there and word this without being problematic? This is a person that survived twice. That's the best way I can sit up there and put it. Because realistically, I shouldn't be here. And yeah, so mental health is a real thing, and it is something that I've told people that they need to check into, and they need to focus in on, and get the help if necessary, and when you are able to, or try to help try to find a support system somewhere online, or different things like that. So yeah, it's not just excuses as you're trying to state it as. But yes, now we're going to go to the next video. So again, we're going to give a curveball directly here. I think that some of the people that know should probably have a little bit of fun directly with this video. I thought it was funny because I'm I love American cartoons, I love anime and comic books and stuff. So if you know, you know. I don't know who this woman is, but obviously she has cupcakes, right? And brother, she did good. She did good on the first one. She was like, all right, today we got Sonic, right? So she slid Sonic directly in there. And then she said that this was Dragon Ball Z. Oh boy. Oh boy. But you know what? I'm gonna let it slide. You know what? I'm gonna let it slide because they're both main characters and they have a type of belief system and different things like that. She is horribly wrong. That is Naruto.
And
brother, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. If if you're not under a rock and somewhere living near a black hole, we all know, even without it looking, that is technically the most light-skinned black man. I'm sorry, the light-skinned Batman that I've ever seen in my life. Even I knew that was Batman. She was like, that's Spider-Man. Whoo, brother. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh, I can't afford to cry again. I'm not about to do it. Let me. Oh, sweet God. All right. Oh, I can't even see right now. Oh my God, I'm not even trying to cry. Oh my God. My God. Whoo, gotta breathe. Oh my God. Okay. Gotta breathe. Okay. So, oh, sweet Jesus. Oh my God. She said Winnie the Pooh is Tom from Tom and Jerry. Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. Focus. I can't see. Okay, focus. Let me just this is why at certain times I'm glad the camera's not on. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. Okay, focus. Okay. Right. Feng shui. Gotta get myself in order. All right. Yeah, buddy. My deodorant is fried right now. Let me tell you, I'm probably sweating through my deodorant right now. Never in my life have I seen such foolishness in my life. She literally said that Naruto was Goku. Oh, buddy boy. That Batman was Spider-Man. That Winnie the Pooh was Tom from Tom and Jerry. That's incredible. Oh my God. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Tom was like, she's funny though. Yeah, she is. She is. Oh my goodness. Yo, that is crazy. We got Devin Banks. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Oh, I gotta focus. Oh my goodness. He said you needed a good laugh. Yeah, let me tell you. Oh my God. Yo, the amount of tears that I was like, I'm talking about literal physical tears that I was shedding watching and she has other videos directly up there. Oh man. I gotta wipe my eyes again. Jesus Christ. Let me tell you something. Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Like I said, I don't know if people don't have like a sense of humor to that. I don't know what to tell you. Let me tell you. I don't know what to say. Man, New Yorker, yo, what is up? What is up? You said, but was the black girl? Oh, are you talking about the one that did the cupcakes? To my knowledge, that's a black woman doing that. Sham said, LOL, the Google you have is contagious. Seji. It be like that. Let me tell you. Timmy said, "Stop laughing at her. At least she's talented. I need a few cupcakes right now." No. Like, no, you are right. Like, there is potential directly right there. It's just the naming. I'm not even laughing about how the cupcakes look. I like the cupcakes. I would sit up there and actually buy them. I just need her to get the names right. I just need her to get the names right. I just need her to get them right. But she had Tweety right, and she has Sonic. And Sonic is one of my favorites. I grew up on Sonic. He's the reason I like chili dogs. Hey, so we're at least somewhere, right? But yeah, so we got a few more videos directly left. This one is dealing with the draft. So I did have somebody earlier ask me, who am I, looking forward to or whatnot or whatever. So this one is, in a sense, dealing with sports right now. So I'm going to just preface this by saying this. So you're going to see these two white boys call one of the guys that's up for the NFL draft and basically prank call him. And technically, it's a little bit crazy and whatnot how this, in a sense, happened, because the guy specifically stated that he don't know how they got this number, because he got a brand new fresh number and it was given to him by the phone company so that he would have this literally just for draft day. So the only calls coming in would specifically be from the NFL. So let's just listen to these white boys, and then I got another clip for y'all as well.
Hey, is this Shadur? Hey, this is Mickey Loomis here, the GM of the New Orleans Saints. How you doing? This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints. How you doing? Good, how are you, man? Good, yeah, well, it's been a long wait, man. We're gonna take you with our next pick right here, man. Let's be legendary. Yeah, but you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, man. Sorry about that. Oh no. We have.
Right. So you saw that, right? And that was from the angle of the white boys playing the prank call on the black football player. So now this is from the angle of the football player and his friends, and they thought that this was a potential actual call.
It's been a long wait, man.
No, for sure.
We're gonna take you with our next pick right here, man.
Yeah, sir, let's be legendary.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, man.
Okay.
Ready to go.
What does that mean?
What did he say?
I don't know.
How you gonna ask us what it means and you was on the phone?
You heard that?
He said you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Why did you call?
What the? I don't know what that was. It's 50-50. But nobody got this number though.
It was private.
Huh? They just troll, bro.
It can't.
He just got trolled, bro. They tripping now, fam. Now they crashed out, bro.
Right. So we heard that. So to give a little bit more information, we're going to go to this other clip where he was on a live stream and he explains how nobody realistically should have potentially had that phone number. And the only people that could have had that phone number are people associated with those in the NFL.
Now I gotta have my phone on now. So,
but what the numbers I call you?
fam, I thought that was a real person that called you, but it actually wasn't, was it?
No, I told you. That was a specific phone number, not in my name, not in anything.
So you bought that phone just for the draft?
Boost Mobile shipped the phone just for the draft.
So how did they get
Nobody had the number.
That's what I'm saying.
The number was only in the email thread that the NFL sent out to only teams.
That's outrageous, bro. So the NFL leaked it, basically.
No, you can't say that. It could be one of their kids. It could be one of their kids that then seen the email and just took the number.
Okay.
That's it. No.
Right. And then when I went a little bit further and I went through some of the threads online, people were stating that one of the NFL owners' daughters or coach's daughter or whatnot was liking comments where people were saying that, yo, it was, this such and such person that's linked to whoever that basically leaked his number or whatnot or whatever. And he even technically told you himself that the only people that had it were those that are involved in the NFL. And we all know that a lot of these kids, they get to read emails and all this other type of stuff that happen to go around. They get to be privy to a lot of this personal information, including phone numbers, addresses, and all this other type of stuff. So again, this is more than likely how that number got leaked. If he specifically got a brand new phone and phone number by way of Boost Mobile because they gave it directly to him, then it is impossible for anybody else to have gotten a number because they're not going to know that he got a brand new phone. Not unless they're like wiretapping and like really following this dude like that. Right? So like I said, that's crazy. So now we're going to listen to the Ari Lennox, a black singer. And we're going to hear what she has to state about some of the relationships that she has been in and how it is that she is coming right back over to the other side. So let's look at this.
Quasimodo says, would you still give dating a woman a shot? No thirsty. Yes, thirsty. No. I tried for like 1 second, like getting to know this person this year, and then it was like weird, and then I just felt like insecure, and I was like, nah, I'm good. I feel like guys, it's already a lot. Let me just stick to what I know. I feel like women, it's like hard. I don't understand them. You know, I don't even understand myself. Why are y'all always trying to make
So what Ari Lennox is basically stating, and again, she looks great. That's a very beautiful woman. Looks great. Takes very great pictures. So what she was stating is that she has been in a relationship or in relationships with women, and she was stating that being in a relationship with a woman is very difficult. And she doesn't even understand it because she doesn't even understand herself. And she was like, yeah, I'm just going back to dating guys. I'm like, I ain't never heard this before in my life. I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's crazy. Because I'm like, that goes against what other people have, specifically stated on, why it is that they don't date guys and all this other type of stuff. She was like, yeah, I dabbled and tried a relationship or two or whatnot with women. It just wasn't cutting it. It just was not, specifically, happening and, and all that other type of stuff. But I also want to say that I think it comes into the effect of that if she decided to be in a relationship with a woman, more than likely that woman is going to be reflective in the sense of her. I don't really see her dealing with a woman that's more so of like the harder type of woman. She will more so deal with a woman that's, like her, very feminine. She's, a girl's girl and all that other type of stuff. And that's going to clash because she is the attention, right? And a lot of women don't like sharing attention. So you're going to have some issues there. On top of other things like that. So, but if she's dealing with a guy, it's like guys are like, "Yo, you the attention." Like I'm directly good with that. I'm looking at you. Everybody looking at you. It's like that. That's where it is. And there's not really going to be a whole bunch of clashing and different stuff like that. So, Sham said, "Wow, Seji, we just had a funny moment, and now I'm pissed all over again." That's low. Let me tell you something. Shem said, I can't stand my own kind. It's crazy. Why would I deal with another girl? It's crazy. That life is not for me. You also said that I told you women are more territorial than men. We don't like other women in our territory. Tippy said, guys not tripping. They saying welcome back and bring your ex. Yeah, guys ain't tripping. It's like, hey, all right, you did what you did, no problem. But yeah, we're still here. No problem. You trying to go on a date? Like I said, she looks great. I actually had to crop this video that you see because the other images that they had, she had more of like a see-through type of top directly on. I'm like, oh yeah, I can't put that on here. That would be problematic for YouTube. So I had to just crop it directly to the images that she was wearing here. So yeah, like I said, she looks great. She looks great. She looks great. But yeah, but pretty much that is actually it, guys. That is it. We are currently at 309. Ooh, Jesus Christ. Which one is this? We made it to we made it to about a good 21K directly on the stream. Let me see what we got 21 there, and then we got on the other end. Let me look. It's looking like hot fire out here. Dylon. Yeah, so actually we got about a good 30K that have come through within the 3 hours and 10 minutes. So we're doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Doing great. Like I said, much love, respect, and appreciation to any and everybody that came directly through to the live stream. Sham said it's why lesbians have the highest divorce rates and AB charges. Lee says she looks very nice. Yeah, she looks great, and she is from everything that I understand, she is natural. She ain't out there trying to change this or change that or whatnot or whatever. And her music is pretty dope too. Pretty dope. But yeah, much love, respect, and appreciation to any and everybody that came directly through to the platform. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for anybody who came directly through to throw down some donations. I'm pretty sure that y'all busy. Y'all got a lot of responsibilities on your plate, but somehow, some way, you slice a little bit out and help out a brother here. So much love, respect, and appreciation. Also, shout out to any Patreons directly out there. Shout out to any members that are also a part of the channel. Much love and special respect to all of my great, awesome, beautiful moderators directly out here for the hard work, due diligence, and energy that you put directly to the channel. Y'all don't even have to sit up there and do it. Y'all got a lot of things on your plate, a lot of things going on, but y'all still find y'all way to be here every single day on this channel, moderating and doing the thing. So yeah, shout out to y'all. Much love. Lee said, how old is she? Ari Lennox, she is, let me see out there. Let me see, Ari. I know I spelled that wrong. Horribly wrong. Her age is, she is 34. Wow, she's 34? Huh. She does not. That is crazy. I am not seeing 34. Wow. I would have thought she was in her 20s. But yeah, she is. Ari Lennox is 34. I thought she was in her 20s. Had me fooled. Had me fooled. Funny enough, though, I would love to actually see her dressed up as Storm. I think that would I think that'd be cold. Timmy said, wait, said you leaving now? Yes. Right back, brother. Cool. Sham said, what time are you playing Risk of Rain? We got for yeah, I'll probably get on probably after I eat. And then we can play some Risk of Rain. We can do that. Sham said, she don't even look 34. She looks like, yeah, that's the same thing I said. She looked like she in her 20s. It's crazy. That is crazy. But yeah, that is it, guys. Again, thank you for your time and energy, and anything that you guys were able to see. You said, where's Ty at? Ty, he pulled up to the scene, but I think he went out for a run. He's exercising and whatnot, so he went out to go do that. So you'll probably see him maybe a little bit later, possibly, potentially. But yeah, like I was saying, I forgot what I was actually saying. I actually lost my train of thought. All because of Sham. Oh, that's what it was. Again, anything that you guys are able to see directly in the live stream, I more than likely will have it in a video format, probably in a solo or in a compilation video, just like you were able to see in the live stream, but much shorter. Anything from preferably 8 to maybe 15 minutes for your viewing pleasure. But anyways, Shan was like, sorry. No, you good, I'm just playing with you. But yeah, much love, respect, and appreciation. Love you guys a lot. Thank you guys for everything that you do every single day. Shout out to anybody that's new or anybody that may subscribe or anybody that did just recently subscribe. Shout out, much love, respect, and appreciation to you. We are on the road to 40K. And yeah, that's it. So you guys are free. Go get your feng shui directly in order. Go order some food. Go have some fun. Catch up on some shows, some comics, some manga, or some movies, and all that other type of good stuff. And have a good night. Peace out.